A night in with Mauler and the drinker, getting trashed with the web screen dictors. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Hop up the cork, have a glass of wine, as they'll say, I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but pour me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, Mauler and the critical drinker.
Welcome, everyone. Bah!
Look at him jump scare at me like, what are you, some kind of horror movie? What is this?
What are we, some kind of bar that's open?
It's Mr. Drinker with his shades and Captain Long of the SS drinking.
I'm glad you went
I'm
somewhere else
today.
I'm glad you were somewhere else with that, and you didn't just leave it at SS. Mauler, we're not beating the accusations, okay?
The SS merriment, you know, you put those two together, and it creates a bit of a juxtaposition.
Yeah, it's good to be with you again. Like, we had a hell of a time trying to sync up to do Last Orders.
Yeah, it was like this day, this time. It's like, oh, I got this. It's like, okay, but that time it's like, yeah, this, but no, this. It's you know, eventually you just have to give up.
It's tough, yeah. And like, I think, yeah, I got to that point where I was like, if I don't do it now, like, we'll end up having to roll 2 Last Orders together, and it's like, that's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of super chats there. So yeah, I bite the bullet. I did it myself, but you know what? It's okay. I had the pleasure of my own company for like an hour or so.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, if all things go normally, I should be on the next one, in theory.
That should be good, yeah. But things are rarely normal around these parts, as we've learned.
Many don't even want them to be normal, if we're being honest.
I don't think so, no. But tell me, Mauler, do you have some facts for me by any chance?
Facts? No. We're doing like a, oh my god, how was the week? And then you go, how's the dragon ended?
Oh, yeah. I guess.
I.e., nothing happened. I don't even mean that about the show. I just mean that people's reactions to it broadly. It just doesn't... I'm sure it's doing very, very well in viewership, but I just mean that people don't seem to be talking about it all that much.
Yeah.
Did Gary recommend it to you in any way? Do you say, oh, yeah, you know, maybe, you know...
He didn't, unfortunately. Which, you know, you haven't recommended... You've strongly unrecommended it, as it turns out. And Gary hasn't talked about it at all with me. And so put those two things together, I'm just like, I'm pretty happy to not invest 10 hours of my life in watching this for a show that no one gives a fuck about anyway. So
season 4, whenever it comes out, would have to be really good for me to be like, oh yeah, it's worth the whole thing. But no, as it stands, not right now.
They're definitely still filming it though, aren't they? Like, they are making it.
Oh, it'll happen for sure at this point, yeah, especially if it's the last one. You know Tommy Flanagan, right?
Yes.
He turns up as a Northman character in the show, and he gets a spotlight in the final episode that's almost maybe worth watching the show for. He's fun in it, but
could I just watch his clip? Like, could I just watch his little moment? Yeah, I'll probably just do that then. Is it a battle scene by any chance?
It is indeed a battle scene.
Yeah,
who gets to do some fun shit. But all right, fine. Let's talk about 96. That's where we're on. 196, 96. Why does 96 matter? Obviously, I know exactly what fun fact you're going to want to mention straight away, so I'll get it out of the way myself. The number 96 holds special historical importance in Hungary because of their foundational national milestones tying back to the year 896 and the millennial celebration. In 1896, by tradition and regulation, Budapest buildings have a height limit of 96 feet, matching the height of the dome of St. Stephen's Basilica. I knew you were going to say that. I wanted to say
Well, honestly, I'm so glad you brought it up because, boy, I've been itching to say this for years.
Exactly. I just wanted to cut it off. It's like the Aragorn thing with the broken toe. Everyone always says this about 96. Yeah. So I thought we'd just get it out of the way. I may as well just get to the list, shouldn't I? Of the films first.
Is it going to be a particularly deep breath for this one?
I don't think I can make it in one, but I'll try. Gosh darn it, will I try? 101 Dalmatians, A Summer's Tale, A Time to Kill, Beavis and Butthead Do America, Broken Arrow, Courage Under Fire, Dragonheart, Erasure, I don't know. Escape from LA, Fargo, Flirting with... Oh, I know it's him, but I just meant, like, is that the difference between American and British pronunciation? I don't actually know. Erasure. That's another breath, I'm afraid. Fargo, Flirting with Disaster, Foxfire, From Dusk Till Dawn, Hamlet, Happy Gilmore, Independence Day, James the Giant Peach, Jerry Maguire, Last Man Standing, Mars Attacks, Matilda, Mission Impossible, Mulholland Falls, Muppet Treasure Island, Primal Fear, Romeo and Juliet, Scream, Space Jam, Star Trek, First Contact, Swingers, The Adventures of Pinocchio, The Arrival, The Birdcage, The Cable Guy, The Craft, The Crucible, The English Patient, The Funeral, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, The Long Kiss Goodnight, The Nutty Professor, The People vs. Larry Flint, Train Spotting, Twister, Walking and Talking, Welcome to the Dollhouse, When We Were Kings, and The Rock.
Oh.
So, Drinker, what's your favorite out of that list?
See, you want me to say Train Spotting, don't you? Because I'm Scottish. And you're like, you people always flock towards your own movies. And I'm sick of this kind of racism. We had to deal with dog racism last week, and now it's Scottish racism now. And I'm not having it. So, fuck it, I'm going to pick The Rock. I think that is my favorite movie of 1996.
I would have guessed that you'd pick that. Because I'm also picking that. The Rock is fucking... that Rock is great.
Yeah.
That Rock of all rocks.
A whole lot of fun. I mean, pairing Nick Cage up with Sean Connery, that's like a match made in heaven. Sean Connery just absolutely owns every scene he's in. He's fantastic. Ed Harris is amazing in it. Nick Cage is Nick Cage. You don't say anymore.
It's
There's
true.
some great action sequences, and I just miss that style of filmmaking, man. It looks fantastic. It's well staged. It's well shot. Yeah, a movie that's functions very competently as an action movie, sure, but like it's driving it like a lot of like more interesting stuff as well, just beneath the surface. If you care to look.
Every time I rewatch it, I have more appreciation for the story, even though I love the action and how funny it is and how well paced it is. I'm like, oh shit, this is about stuff. Stuff is happening in this. They make you do thinking things.
Yeah. Oh no, people got me actually. Of course, you picked The Rock. It's got a Scot in it, motherfucker. Yeah.
Damn it.
Shit.
I mean, how high ranked do you think Independence Day is for you? Is that up there?
It's pretty highly ranked. Yeah, it's dumb as fuck, but like it's so fun. I can't help but enjoy it.
Speaking of dumb as fuck, but I still enjoy it. Mars Attacks. What a wacky movie, dude.
What a cast they got
I know.
for that.
That's one of them films where you just go, wait, is that? Oh, and they're dead? Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's like everyone in Hollywood just collectively said, yeah, fuck it, we'll be in this movie. It'll be fun.
That was probably the height of Tim Burton's power, maybe? Because I feel like it took some of his power away making that film, because some people were like, what the fuck was that? He's like, yeah, it didn't work for some people is what I'm getting at. Regardless, 1996 saw another boon like the previous year to the independent sector because of Fargo, The English Patient, Secrets and Lies, and Shine, all sweeping at the Oscars over the traditional studio film entries. How about that? Alongside it, you had a meta horror development too in Scream, where a complete revitalization started taking place. A reinvention even of the slasher genre with self-aware storytelling running through characters and themes and a world that knew perhaps a little too much about the genre it was in, defining the era and influencing many films to come before turning into sludge itself. Or at least that's what I've heard, because I've not actually watched the latest of Scream. I don't know if you have.
I lost interest in them a while back, but like, yeah, the first one, absolutely fantastic. There was one where Neve Campbell came back, and it was like the killers were, I think it might have been Scream 5. This was probably like 10 years ago or something. And I actually quite liked it. I quite liked what they were doing there. It was like, there was the whole like playing on remakes thing, which I quite liked.
There's that then, yeah. I mean, you know, I don't even know how many they're on. I just know that there's another one on the way, and it makes a lot of money, I think. Anyway,
they're on 7, yeah. So it's the 8th one that they're doing. Apparently, the Soska sisters are going to be working on it.
Cool.
We're living in bizarro world, my friend.
We also have yet another special effects boom, which is probably going to happen in every single year up to a point where blockbusters like Independence Day and Twister prove the marriage of practical and digital effects are more than capable of producing insane spectacle that explode the box office, cementing the modern summer blockbuster formula.
Sure hope they stick with that balance of practical and CGI. Be shame
Who
if you
could
tip
say
too far in one direction, huh?
if they managed to pull that off? Anyway, how about we get some factoids? And what if we do actually switch it up this time? I've decided this formula could use a change to see if we can keep you on your toes.
Oh, damn, we're only like 2 episodes in and you're already switching things up, Mauler.
I might just go back and forth, who knows? But what are these 5 that are based in real events are in fact real? 4 of them are false.
Okay.
So I'm going to list them, and they're going to be adjacent to reality, but one of them is actually reality.
This is an interesting way of putting it, but sure, okay.
It's to make, because if I gave you 4 blatant lies, as opposed to 4 lies that are maybe, makes it slightly more interesting. And of course, you'll know maybe some of these straight away. So I'll ask that you wait to give people in chat a chance to ponder, see what they come up with. So you give your
So 4 of them are true, and 1 of them is a lie.
No, 4 of them are lies, and 1 of them is true.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, but they're all based on things that are kind of true. So, like, it would be like if I said Viggo Mortensen broke his hand while punching a helmet. You'd be like, is that true? So, number 1, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
During the filming of Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise was so insecure about his height that he placed several British pound coins in his shoes in order to appear taller. Number 2, in Trainspotting, the worst toilet was made of chocolate mixed with actual fecal matter taken from several animals that produce safe-to-eat sterile excrement when fed a particular diet in order to create an authentic texture. Number 3, during the filming of Independence Day, the production decided it would be cheaper to blow up the actual White House than to use special effects. The camera, however, was not rolling, and so they opted for special effects regardless in the end. This created several long-lasting global political issues, but no one can argue with the box office results. Number 4. During the filming of Twister, a real Twister hit the set of Twister while they were filming Twister and forced the crew of Twister to seek shelter from the Twister, delaying the filming of Twister. Number 5. When filming Scream, Wes Craven managed to construct a pulley system that placed the caller high on the ceiling such that he could scare the cast upon first reveal well into filming a scene by dropping him down during calls. Despite knowing these moments could never make it into the film, he felt this would help them reach the emotional state of the characters. One of those is true, the rest are false.
The Twister one, I think, is true.
Is there any process for the rest, or you just go with Twister?
Well, I mean, clearly putting pound coins in your shoes is not going to give you a lift that you want, or it'd be so immensely uncomfortable that it's not going to work. There's no way they would. I can't imagine there's safe-to-eat fecal matter that exists out there that would give you the kind of sloppy texture you would want, that they would have an actor crawling around in it. So that's clearly bullshit. Literally, it may be. The Scream one, I'm 50-50 on, because it seems like it might almost be true, but it feels like a weird thing to do because like technicians and stuff would definitely see that if there was a guy up there. And what was the other one that I've missed? The White House one. Yeah, so that's clearly.
All right. Well, I'll do a process of elimination. So I'll give it to you. You're right. They didn't actually blow up the White House, even though I figure that was a pretty good lie. A lot of people wouldn't have known that they detonated the entire thing, but hey, I try to slip some things past you. All right, I'll admit it. Saying that they made edible fecal matter from animals was a bit of a stretch, but you try to
God bless you for trying, though.
Now, the 2 more interesting lies, I'll start with Tom Cruise, because you said that wouldn't help out with the height. He did put money in his shoes to help with balancing on a wire, not to help with his height. But I thought it would be a funny little twist on the factoid. And then that leaves you with Twister and Scream. The truth is indeed Twister. I tried to make it sound a little funnier, but you're right. That was the actual one. Scream's reality was just that the Scream caller was hidden on set. So
right,
he kept him in a truck to make the actor's terror genuine when he would actually call them on real phones. So good job. You found the correct one.
Thank you, Mauler. That was some good factoids there and a good list of movies.
What do you prefer, when there's 4 false ones or 4 true ones?
I honestly don't mind. It's like whatever lends itself better to whatever it is you're doing that particular time. I think I'll
try and make the lies harder to find out next time.
Yeah, because there's probably going to be, I'd say there's maybe one or two lies that you can make really obvious, like, yeah, just immediately discount that, and then like a couple that are much more difficult to discern, and then you've got your true one. So like there's a hierarchy to it.
Well then. Be proud of yourself.
It's really clever. You'll find something that's so absurd you just immediately dismiss it as a lie, and then it turns out to be true. But
it's surprising what is true about filmmaking, honestly.
Yeah. I feel like as time goes on, though, like the true stuff becomes more mundane. You know, if you're talking about the 60s or the 70s where fucking anything was possible and there was no oversight for anything, like, yeah, you could get away with all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, not so much, sadly.
Yeah.
But, well, anyway, how about we assemble our bar? We've kept them waiting for like 10, 15 minutes at this point.
Are they still there? Can you be sure?
I don't know. We'll try. Should we bring them in?
All right, let's do it.
All right, welcome everyone to the bar. Little Platoon, Keda, and Gooch Presents. Good to have you guys here once again. How y'all doing?
Good, man. Took a little nap. You know, we was doing the facts.
You mean Mahler's facts didn't keep you absolutely gripped?
I was like,
not even the poop one.
When I heard the poop one, I was like, I just want that to be true, just for shits and giggles. No pun intended.
I do wonder how long I could have convinced Drinker that it was true if I'd said that was the correct one. He would have been like, no fucking way. You start Googling.
Yeah. I guess having worked in that sort of environment, not public toilets or anything, but like just, the filmmaking that I've been part of, they are so paranoid about any kind of risks to the actors. They would just never sanction anything like that. Even back in the 90s, I think you would never get away with it. But it's
I was
nice
actually
idea.
born in 96.
Oh, nice. There, why didn't you put that in, Mahler, as a
I
fact?
was born in 96, yeah.
Well, I
just a
already
little
had
fact.
my true fact, so I'd have to put in a lie or something. Like, let's say all of us are born in that year or something. So, I needed convincing lies, damn it.
Yeah.
Like blowing up the White House.
Go with
That
it.
one almost
I would
got
say. Yeah. It's like, it would be cheaper to do it, technically. It's just, the lawsuits and stuff that would result from it. It's pretty difficult. But anyway, now that you guys are here, how about we tackle some stuff that's been going on this week?
Has there been something going on this week?
It's been tough because, like, in general terms, fuck all has happened for about 2 weeks in the world of entertainment. So you have to dig a little deeper. And it turns out William Shatner and Nerdrotic have obliged because
they are feuding.
They are feuding. There is beef between them.
There's
I'm going to see if I
blood.
can share this article here from Geeks and Gamers because, why not? Why not go to them? They're the guys who can set us straight on this thing. So, it says here, William Shatner's X account may unblock Nerdrotic after a 2-year ban over Star Trek misunderstanding. I mean, I don't know how much of a misunderstanding it was, but let's read. It's not every day Captain Kirk blocks you or even extends a semi-olive branch. The William Shatner X account previously blocked our good friend Gary and his account back in 2024 over a response to a Hollywood Reporter headline about actor Will Wheaton being appalled that Larry David was attacking the Muppet character Elmo. Gary's been one of the biggest Star Trek fans for decades and has no ill will towards the famous captain of the Enterprise. I mean, does anyone really? However, it appeared the whole situation was a misunderstanding. Gary had been responding to the headline posted by Paul Chatto, which had nothing at all to do with William Shatner, yet resulted in an instant block on X. So it says here, this is the tweet that got me blocked by William Shatner. This post in response to the now suspended Paul Chatto was about Will Wheaton being a bitch over Larry David smacking Elmo. I mean, calling Will Wheaton a bitch is kind of like calling, water wet. It's not really a matter of opinion. It's just a self-evident fact. He is a little bitch.
It's just funny that Elmo is the reason that Nerdrotic is blocked by William Shatner.
Like, of all the things.
Damn it, Elmo.
Elmo.
I love how he just clarifies here. That being said, Will Wheaton is a massive, giant, floppy Arby's beef pussy. I mean, yeah. It basically came out at Star Trek Con over the past week or so when Gary posted up saying, "I don't care that you blocked me. The love for my captain is unconditional." And it says here, yeah, where have we got it? Yeah. When my Shatner responded to this, or I say Shatner, it's we'll get into that in a second. Shatner. When my charity silent auction opens in October, you can buy a get out block ticket and I will unblock him. It wasn't a mistake. So
it's like watching your grandparents fight. It's quite funny. I like it. It's going to be more common. It's like taking a glimpse onto Facebook for the first time in many, many years.
I feel like Gary has no idea what he's supposed to do.
No.
Well, it did culminate in this because then Shatner's account responded to the Geeks and Gamers article saying, "Let's be clear here. There's zero misunderstanding, and it's been more than 2 years. And the unblocking is a way to raise money for my charity. Not that I've had any kind of change of heart, and I've been offering it for years."
Change of heart about what, Elmo?
Yeah,
Will Wheaton being a pussy?
The beef here, bro?
Are we
you
all
upset about effect?
100% that it's William Shatner that's writing all these tweets?
This is so high school. This is so high school.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
We should probably address the fact that it is 100% not William Shatner who manages his Twitter account. William Shatner is 95 years old, and he could not give a fuck about Gary or you or me or any of the people here. He probably doesn't even know who any of us are. Nor would I if I was 95 years old. I wouldn't give a shit about any of this. I think it's his daughter, from what I've heard, that manages the Twitter account. Fair enough. So, is anything lost here by being blocked by his account? Probably not.
Shatner is like too busy trying not to shit his pants at this moment. And he's just like, this is a way of trying to, get out there and raise money and raise funds for their charity, which is smart, really. You're creating some news. But really, this is kind of like, and all of it, it's like ridiculous. It's so ridiculous.
You'd also think as well, if you're asking people to give money to charity, it would be because they believe in the charity and not because they were blocked on Twitter. It just doesn't seem like the most charitable thing.
Yeah. Right? Of all the things. Yeah, I came here to give money so you can unblock me on Twitter. I want to see that live. I want him to ask him, like, hey, you got me blocked. I came to donate money so you could unblock me. William Shatner probably just look at him like, what the fuck are you
I'd love him to like approach Shatner at a convention or something and be like, "Bro, why have you blocked me? And why have you blocked me on X?" And like Shatner just being like, "What's X? Where am I? Who are you? Like, get him out of here." Yeah, it's the strangest thing, but man,
that's hilarious. Over Elmo,
over Elmo as well. It's not even like, shitting on modern Star Trek or anything, which is, perhaps a little bit more understandable. Like, okay, if you've been super critical of all the Star Trek products coming out in recent years, maybe you can see why that account would block you, but this is just weird, man.
You do catch weird blocks from time to time. I got blocked by Wikipedia for no particular reason.
No,
and I don't think I'd ever interacted with them, but they got, maybe it was all the Acolyte videos they didn't like. I don't know, but it's just it's Shatner probably has a really happy life, and the reason he's made it to 95 is that he's never on X. If he was on X, he would be dead. So yeah, it's probably for the best, really, that he's an absurdly healthy looking 95-year-old. He rides horses every day. He seems to be pretty happy in himself. Good for him. Just stay away from the internet.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he shows up at conventions. I've seen him at conventions, right? And he'll sit down at his booth to like sign autographs. He won't speak to any of the people there. He'll just have like a stack of posters of himself, and he'll sign each one, and every one is like $50 or $100, right? Yeah. So imagine just sitting there, like you could rattle those things off, like one every 5 seconds or so. Hand it off, and then it gets given to the person, and then they go on their way, and it's like, that's another $100, $100. And yeah, he's a machine, but I don't know, man. Yeah, he's perfectly happy doing all this.
I've seen him at the cons, and he looks like Mr. Burns signing checks. He's so miserable. Like he's so angry. He doesn't want to be there. And even when kids come up to him, he doesn't give a shit. He's just
you kind of think as well, like when he does, on the rare occasions when he does like panel events talking about Star Trek, you must think, holy shit, this guy's been talking about this stuff for like 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably like telling the same
probably
anecdotes,
tired of
answering the
it.
same
Oh, yeah.
questions. Yeah, and it's like,
Give it the
good
same
lord,
stories.
how many more can I do?
Let me die.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Don't shit my pants. Don't shit my pants.
Maybe it's a
Although-
Weekend at Bernie's situation where it's like he actually died about 10 years ago and they just got him on strings. Like,
Propping
hey,
him up.
everyone.
Yeah, the block thing is funny though. Like you would just be scrolling Twitter and then some random person has you blocked. I'm like, I don't even know who you are, bro. Like I don't even know why it bothers me. I'm like, I don't even know you, but you blocked me.
Yeah, they'll
Weirdo.
mass block people and stuff, like people who are connected to other people. Like discussing films got me blocked
And
for
me.
some reason.
They got me blocked too.
because I want to fucking quote tweet every once in a while and be like, "Oh, this is news," and it's like, "Oh, you blocked me, stupid twit. I got to take a photo instead."
Yeah, I could screenshot you motherfuckers. I can still get you. You know?
I got blocked for discussing film. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
Well, does anyone know why they were blocked by discussing films? Because I don't know why I was.
I know why.
Why?
I was talking about Ironheart, ironically, and I was given actual feedback, and they blocked me. And
What,
I'm
because
like,
you
oh.
didn't praise the show enough?
Well,
That
yeah, I
was
was
your
just
first
saying how
mistake.
she's a villain, pretty much, and I was just going off on it, and then they ended up blocking me. I'm like, oh, okay, well,
Oh man.
I guess I was just too right. You know, how dare I discuss film on a Twitter account called Discussing Film? My apologies.
It's crazy. I like this one here. William Shatner con panels are just him sitting on stage and opening up the Q&A at the start. He then goes off on a story for each question for about 10 minutes. Then the next question, and he does it again. I mean, it's a good way of eating up the time, I guess, and you don't have to answer too many questions that way. So, yeah, there you go.
That
You were
sounds
discussing it
miserable,
wrong,
man.
Kada. You were discussing
Yeah,
film
yeah.
the wrong way.
I should have said that she's the best ever, you know? Even though she sacrificed like lives for her own personal ambition. You know, that's a villain, but okay.
Sounds like Jean Grey.
I was going to say that sounds much
Yeah, it
nicer
sounds
than
like
Jean
Jean
Grey.
Grey.
No, the writers said, the writers clearly
writers
said,
have said
Jean
it's over.
Grey did not technically kill anyone, so it's
Is
fine.
this not very concerning about how everyone understands action and agency and
It's
autonomy?
fine. Like, even if she tried to kill them and failed, like, that's okay then. That makes her a good person because they didn't actually die.
Well,
Because, like,
yeah,
I
like-
would, if I possessed an 80-year-old woman and had her drive a tank down a busy, like, urban street, I would expect mass casualties as a result, and then crash that tank into a building.
She
a high
tried to
security
drive
prison.
it through a tourist bus. The
Yeah.
only reason she avoided it was because Spider-Man stopped. If somebody stops you from murdering someone, it doesn't stop being attempted murder.
Yeah.
I like the part where they're saying the guy that got hit by the taxi cab. Oh, he's at the end. I'm like, they're two different people just because they both had beards.
That's so nuts, dude.
I know. And that and the part where she bounces from body to body, I was like, this is Fallen all over again. That movie with Denzel Washington where the devil is, going from body to body. It's the same concept. And I'm sitting there going, what the hell are they doing with Jean Grey here? Like, this is.
Do they not
well-
see what's the word? It's not misogyny. This is the other one. Where you
Misandry.
can't-
Misandry?
Yeah, where you can't even have her own agency. You're trying to excuse away her poor decisions. Like, oh, it's okay, she's a victim. Like, if this was a male character, everybody would go, that guy's fucking
You don't
crazy.
even need
like
to
Killmonger.
imagine.
Yeah,
No,
you're
no,
100% right.
You don't even need to imagine. We've got Wanda and Jean on one side and put John Walker on the other.
Yep.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Yeah.
John Walker's the bad guy, even though he
That
did
bias-
the right thing.
Is fucking insane, and they need to have a sobering moment of being like, "Oh shit, yeah, okay, fair."
Yeah, I would genuinely, I would love to like get to the understanding of like what's their philosophy on how they judge characters. It's like, why do you go out of your way to defend female characters from doing the most reprehensible shit imaginable, but like you want to pillory male characters for doing much less? What's your thinking behind that? I'd love to know what their rationale is. I think their heads would just explode or something, or they'd just get a nosebleed and pass out.
I'm befuddled by like Spider-Man has like one of the biggest rogue gallery besides Batman, and you're using Jean Grey as the villain. I'm like, what world are we living in? Like,
We also found out. See, people assumed that was a choice from the studio, but that was actually Cretin's choice specifically. He said she was the perfect choice.
Which makes it worse.
I'm telling you, man, I think this film is going to go down real badly once enough time passes.
Yep.
It's just it's a hype cycle. It's normal. It's Spider-Man. It's all very fun, but the more you just talk about the brass tacks reality of the film, it's like, God, that was shit.
I understand why some people can like the film because the Spider-Man stuff is, relatable. You know what I mean? But like when you sit down and think about the actual film, that's when it starts to fall apart. Where it's like, yeah, all these decisions literally make zero sense. Like when you stop and go, hey, why didn't Jean Grey just ask Spider-Man for help to save her sister? And there's no logical answer to that the whole thing falls apart. When you go, why didn't she go and find Mr. Milchek? If y'all seen Severus, y'all know what I mean. Find Mr. Milchek and then just get into his brain and figure out where his sister is. If you can't give me a logical explanation for that, you're messing up. Like there's so many parts about the film where it's like, that's dumb, that's dumb, that's dumb. But then Tom Holland is like acting really good and it's relatable stuff for lonely men. So it's like I get why you can like that, but
I also find that people just are talking past each other, or rather that there's no interest in the conversation with the people who are too in love with the movie. For example, it's like, why didn't she tell Spider-Man her sister had been taken? It's like she didn't trust him. Like, sorry, that doesn't answer my question. Why didn't she tell him? Why did she choose instead to torture Spider-Man? It's like she didn't trust him. It's like, you're not answering my question, man.
And that's not even
well, watching this movie, to me, it was all just a hype train jumping on the Tom Holland Zendaya couple thing, whatever you want to call that, and then Sadie Sink, like Jean Grey. And I said this on Kata's actually. Jean Grey, when she walks into a room, she is like the most beautiful woman in the room. She has an aura about her. And Sadie Sink, I'm sorry, is not that character. Cute kid and everything, but she's not Jean Grey. So they're just jumping on the Stranger Things and the Tom Holland and Zendaya train, and everyone just is loving it because of that. And Holland did a great job. He looked like actually Peter Parker in that film, but other than that, I don't get the emotional. Oh, it was so emotional between the two.
I think you're underestimating the immense plot, structural, thematic appeal of the ripples in the Spider-Man suit and the web slinging sequences, which are only mostly CGI as opposed to entirely. That makes a big difference to Sonic fans. So it's just a wonderfully, wonderfully brilliant movie. I don't know what you're complaining about.
Oh, it's good to talk to you again, Platoon.
It works for me. I there's some things that worked in it, but I can't ignore the blatant like plot things that just don't make any sense. Like I just can't do it. Like how do you oh god, Spider-Man made the thing that's gonna make mutants be slaves.
No.
Nobody
that was
talks
MJ.
about it.
That was MJ.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. MJ
did that. Yeah, because she took a semester taking a course, and she somehow remembered how to
she looked at the screen for 1 second and said, "Oh, you got to do that."
Yeah, Peter Parker got 95% of the way there to destroying the entire future of the MCU. That was mostly Peter Parker with a little bit of Bruce Banner, and then just MJ just came in right at the end with their immense genius and just finished off the job.
Like, bypass the compressor, bro.
Like, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, obviously, in the Raimi Spider-Man, like MJ is like an actress or an aspiring actress or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really know what she is in the comics, but like, it's interesting that they've made her like super mega tech genius here.
Well, it's like, an overcorrection. Like they've been doing that for a while with her. Or like if you look at the Spider-Man games, you can't just have her be Mary Jane. She has to try to be like this reporter, or she has to be like somebody important or whatever. Or it's like just let her be who she is. She's just Mary Jane. She's there for Peter Parker. What's so wrong about that?
In the games, they tried to make her like a Nancy Drew kind of type character, and then in the movies, they made her like this tech and MIT kid, and it just doesn't work.
Well, I think she joins the ranks of like what have we got? Ant-Man's daughter, Cassie, right? We've got Riri Williams, and now her. Like all these like teenage girls who are somehow like mega genius, like tech bro, like proteges. How don't know? They just are, and it's like there's a little bit of a pattern that always emerges with the MCU, where they're just desperate to put young women into these like super advanced tech roles because they want to have this positive view of women in STEM, and it's like, yeah, that's fine, but like when you override a character that's already there doing that stuff just to get that little moment, it just becomes weird and a bit redundant.
And she also fixes it and then says, "Hey, you know what? You probably shouldn't use that." So like she's there as just a plot device. It's one of the things that you can sort of legitimately criticize the Watts movies for, is that MJ is such a blank slate. She can be as useful to the plot as the plot needs her in any given moment. She's not really a person and never has been. So this movie comes along and she's like, well, we needed to be tech genius to finish this problem. So she does. But because she isn't a character, she will act in one way because that's the tech side of her character that they want to show you, and then in the next moment it will be, oh well, she has to give voice to the theme now, which is, hey, maybe you should just let the spider take over. Which she shouldn't be saying, because everyone in that universe should associate mutating DNA with the Hulk and frequent mass disasters.
Well, she also doesn't get to have an existential panic of having lost memory that constitutes a whole lifetime. It's all gone. She has to instead be like, I'm sorry, Peter Parker, but we can't be together. And that's all you're thinking about.
I take it you've seen people talking about the whole like bros before hoes thing that you can ultimately take from this movie, where like Ned, like MJ, like immediately gets a new boyfriend and moves on with her life and completely forgets Peter. Like, okay, that's the spell at work. Like Ned kind of hasn't moved on and hasn't really got a new best friend, and then actually does remember him and overcomes the power of the spell by the end. It's like, what's this movie trying to tell us about relationships here?
What that ending will mean is up to the next film to tell us exactly. But I mean, those two are both coming back in full throttle. Like, unfortunately, the chance to ditch them has been ignored.
From a purely financial point of view, it would be insane not to. It's like you've got the perfect formula somehow with this. If you've got a movie that's cracking $2 billion probably by the end of its run, why wouldn't you just keep doing the same thing again? Get the same people back. Just go on another adventure.
To be fair,
story,
you could have said that about the previous one, and then you'd be like, so where's Toby and Andrew in this one? You know, like they still change things as they go. I don't think that Zendaya is the reason that it pushed up.
You can't say that, Mauler. She's a goddess, and she's the reason that cinema exists now. That's what I've been told on Twitter, anyway.
I'll take the wild gamble and say introducing the Osbournes and Mary Jane Watson. Actually, you may have ended up with even more dollars.
Or Felicia. If you would have brought in Felicia, that would have been perfect. You give them a whole new slate of characters. And maybe in the future, if you want to bring those characters back, fine. You know, that can make some sense. But this rewriting No Way Home's like ending really pisses me off, like to no end.
Yeah. Such a waste.
Yep.
It's just a good ending. Like, that's what we wanted. Oh, he sacrificed what he wanted to save the people that he loved. And he can finally be Spider-Man and not Iron Man Jr. There we go.
I hate that line of criticism in particular. So finally, he's not Iron Boy anymore. He's finally Spider-Man. Then why the fuck is he so much more childish in this movie? He makes way more childish decisions in Brand New Day than he does in No Way Home. So he's regressed, and they had to regress him in order to continue John Watts' story that all the fans of this movie pretend that they don't like very much.
I think there's an answer here to my question. In the MCU, Mary Jones is Tech Girl. It's not Mary Jane from the comics, who has always been more than just a pretty face, but that was mainly the part of Spidey's support group. But was mainly part of Spidey's support group.
So apparently, her name is Michelle, or is it like she says something about Watson was her surname. There's something to do with the character they kept out of the movies that even Zendaya talked about, like some.
It was Michelle Jones Watson, but she doesn't use the Watson.
Mm-hmm. Well, what I guess
Michelle Jones.
I'm getting at is that is your MJ for the MCU, guys. You're not getting another one.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you've done 4 movies with her now, she is the MJ that we're getting, for better or worse, as it may be.
They're not going to introduce another MJ. They might throw in another possible love interest, but even that I think is unlikely at this point.
The thing that sickens me about modern entertainment is they always got to have a soft side for terrible women who do bad things, but never any justification for a male character, good or bad. Yeah,
no, they actually doubled down on it.
If someone was mean to them once, or someone did a bad thing to them, then they can just go on a genocidal rampage and kill as many people as they want because they're sad. That's how morality works when it's female characters in the MCU, I guess.
Like nobody sat down and thought, hey, this character is legitimately evil. She has every opportunity to figure out what the issue to her problem is, but instead she tries to kill people. Like nobody sat down and thought, maybe this is stupid. Maybe we should write this a different way.
This isn't confined to the MCU either. Like DC did this as well with Wonder Woman 1984, and it's hilarious to this day. Like, because I remembered this when I did my video on Patty Jenkins crashing and burning, when she was asked, like, don't you think it's a bit fucked up that Diana like effectively sexually assaults an innocent man without his consent because like his body's been possessed by the spirit of someone else that you're just like, manifesting through him? And she just goes, oh, I didn't see it that way. It's like, well, maybe you didn't, but that's the way it fucking is, you moron. Like, it's weird how it's just like written off as like, oh, well, it's fine when she does it. It's like, okay, flip that. As I've said before, like flip it and put a man in Diana's shoes, and like he does that to an innocent woman that's never met him and doesn't know anything about him. Like, does it seem as like lovely and romantic and tragic as you're trying to portray it? I don't think it does. It seems really disturbing, but you just write it off, I guess. Don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much.
And then left him in the middle of a riot.
That poor guy's gonna wake up like, what the fuck just happened? Why is the world tearing itself apart? Jesus.
What a crap movie.
I do like this one as well. Jean Grey trying to find her sister. Oh boy, here I go killing again.
It's the one part that makes no fucking sense because everyone pretends, I think because they enjoy the movie, that had she just been killing DODC leaders and then Metzger, we'd all be like, yeah, makes sense. Especially after what they did to her sister. But it's just random innocent people. And it's like, there is no defense for this. There is no, my sister was tortured by the government, so I have to kill innocent people. It's like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't even get the whole, like, she doesn't trust humanity anymore. Why?
But she doesn't even know yet. At the time she's going around killing people, she thinks her sister's still alive.
That's kind of
she doesn't even know that they've been tortured to death. She's like, I'm going to throw this random blue-collar man in front of a taxi because the government hasn't killed my sister.
Which, to be fair, they didn't kidnap her as much as they arrested her for mind raping people, which is bad and you shouldn't do, and you should be arrested for doing so. Just saying.
We just gave up where we did it in EFAB is they can have a really, really difficult job when inevitably they introduce the X-Men and they try to do that inevitable storyline where the government cracks down on mutants, to have me not taking the government's side. Because all we've seen of them is that they are mass murdering psychopathic mind rapists. Of course they should be arrested.
I mean, genuinely, like, if they said she did all the things in that movie, like exploding things, blowing up buses full of people, firing machine guns at street windows, and throwing people in front of cars, and just all this mayhem, and you go, oh my God, that's horrible. What good has she done? It's like, she helped save Spider-Man from dying. You'd be like, that's great, but
it's
like
it's the Wanda justification all over again, isn't it? It's like when the
never know what
sword
they
director,
for
like,
you.
no, it's worse than that. It's when the sword director's talking to like Monica Rambeau, and he's like, she's enslaved thousands of people and mind raped them, and her response is, well, it could have been hundreds of thousands of people if she didn't limit herself. Oh well, great. Give her a Nobel Peace Prize then. Like,
he's like, you're in the wrong. She's like, I'm not the one with the guns. No, you have thousands of hostages against their will, torturing them mentally. Like, God.
I like this. So Jean Grey isn't a villain because she didn't successfully kill anyone. Wouldn't that mean that Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons isn't a villain because he never successfully killed Bart?
Okay, let me say this. Where were the bodies for Alderaan? I didn't see any corpses.
Yeah, no corpses, no problem, huh?
What about Thanos?
Those ones didn't even get to be corpses. So yeah, it's all the clay. There are people who to this day argue passionately that because they didn't show anyone dead from Jean Grey, you cannot say she killed anyone.
She redeemed herself. She redeemed herself.
To go through.
She redeemed herself by saving Spider-Man, and I'm like, she put him in that spot to begin with. Like, what's lost here?
To pick up on the point Mueller made, though, it's like you almost want to say to people like that, like, you're embarking on a very dark path with this line of thinking, sir. Are you sure you want to go down with it? Are you sure?
It's an awkward moment of like, you understand how this reflects real life, right? You're saying that someone could go around blowing up buildings and putting people in front of cars, and as long as they're like oh man, I had a tough childhood, that you're cool with them walking around and freely. It's like, are you sure about this? You
It's
sure
the
this
Freckle
is the...
Jesus thing too. Remember where she blows up a hospital full of people, and then you're like, you got to stop calling them terrorists. She just killed a bunch of innocent people in hospital beds.
Oh man, it's
I
like
will
the more we're
say-
talking about this, though, the more examples are coming up,
Yep.
and
Okay,
it's like
so
it's
one that
really
a
getting
l-
difficult to like ignore the pretty obvious bias going on here.
Yeah.
man.
Remember, a lot of people missed this one. She had one of the hands stab themselves through the belly to hit Spider-Man.
Yeah, she
Do you think that guy's alive?
No, he has 2 stomachs.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Well, he's got a bag. He's got a shit bag. Don't
Always
worry
with
about
the
it.
two stomachs.
Yeah.
He meditated his way to health again.
Yeah.
It's fine
God.
as well. Yeah, Zendaya's a goddess. Just look at the Easter Islands. They erected several statues in her honor. I don't know about you guys. Like, the past couple of days, right, I've been seeing nothing but this fucking video of Zendaya like standing in an alleyway or something, listening to a guy talk to her, and like just
that's
making a really
from-
disgusted face. And
What's
people
that
are trying to
movie?
use this as some example of like, oh my god, how can you say that she can't act? And every single response is the same. It's like, yeah, we're not saying she can't act. We're saying she can literally only act as one thing. This fucking expression. That's all she has.
Yeah.
She's got to be aware of that by now, because it spreads so much for all of her roles.
She looks like she smelled like a dirty fart. Like she's constantly doing the same look. It's just
She has one disadvantage that might be happening here, and I'm not sure if I want to be too like presumptive, but do you remember Gal Gadot has got a serious problem with that she can't act as an actress, but my god, is she really nice to look at? And the part of that assumed reason for this is the model training, right? To basically freeze yourself in the best looking position so that you can be taken photos of indefinitely and you'll look great. You know how to, pose in any given situation, which is almost the opposite of acting, especially good acting, where you need to let go of your ego and be able to make all kinds of expressions depending on the situation, really get into a character and stuff. And so with Gal Gadot, like, she cannot let go of the ego. She needs to look good all the time, which is why it's like a complete opposition. I wonder if Zendaya's got part of that issue, that she hasn't quite managed to.
But she doesn't look good though.
The frowning frustration-y face that she does might be her way of trying to break out, being like, I'm doing that. I wouldn't normally do that. But maybe like an extended, more dynamic range is just beyond right now.
I would say.
I think.
Oh, sorry. I would say more like Jodie Foster. She does the same thing in every movie. She does the same look, same emotional pull. Yeah, that lesbian, sad, emotional, angry face. It's just the same thing every time. I would put Zendaya closer to that than using Gal Gadot. But I mean,
I think the media is not helping her though, because it's like, there presumably has been times in things that she's done where she's laughed or smiled or made other facial expressions. I refuse to believe that she's never done it, right? It must have happened. But like, every time they put pictures of her, like, here's this amazing shot of Zendaya acting in this movie, they always pick shots of her with that same frowny face on. And I think they fucking know they're trolling. They're absolutely trolling, and they're just daring people to react to it because they know it's a meme at this point. It's like the shot that they chose of her in the Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's like her and Matt Damon on a beach, and she's got the same fucking face, man.
They'll do it for Dune as well, Dune Part 3, when that comes out, and she will look exactly the same.
I will say, wasn't a great amount to choose from in the Odyssey for her.
There is one scene where it's, I suppose it's not technically her, but it's his like vision of her, with the statue getting beheaded and stuff.
Right.
Like, okay, that's like 3 seconds of her acting, like making other facial expressions. That would have been an interesting one to put in there.
I think that's why
been known to make
didn't
other
mind
faces.
her in the film. Like in the film, this was the only time that she actually tried to act, where she's like on the rooftop or whatever. That was the only time she did any kind of acting besides just standing around mean mugging. So it kind
Which
of
is funny because the only time she has a personality is when she's possessed by somebody else. That's the only time you actually get something out of it.
Well, it was noble too, because I could get a sense she was trying to like evoke Sadie Sink's form of acting while being possessed by her. So it was like, there's something going on there. I don't know. Maybe it's just that she's not getting pushed hard enough in any given role.
Maybe.
and then
think
maybe
so.
she's going to perform wonderfully at some point when she finds the right project.
It seems like every scene or every role she takes, it's that gray tone. It's very dark. Like Euphoria, it's the same. Odyssey, the same. Even in this Spider-Man film, it's very grayish. Like it's got that tone. So it's kind of do something light. Do something.
I forgot about Euphoria.
Yeah, she's the same thing in that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've said this before. Like, if it wasn't for Sydney Sweeney's boobs, no one would give a fuck about Euphoria. No one would even know about it. But like, I don't think anyone's tuning into Euphoria to watch Zendaya
or any of the acting either. But
yeah.
and it can also be a case of maybe an actor's name precedes them. The fact that all these roles are being written for Zendaya, so all of them are in a sense restrained, because it works in June particularly, because you've got the original character from the book you can sort of compare with, so you know where they've rewritten her and how they've rewritten her, and they rewrote her to be less expressive, more modern, more sort of generically angry and bitchy. They seem to be writing her specifically to pull the face she always pulls, and I wonder how much of it is, as Morta says, that it's like that's the model training, and how much of it is that the writers are writing with the expectation that she will play that role, and that's sort of stopping her from having more interesting or dynamic parts.
Well, the thing is, like, she was a Disney Channel kid, you know what I mean? So she knows how to express herself. Why doesn't she express herself?
Yeah, honestly, don't know. I don't know if her interpretation of like serious acting is just to do that scowly face, and or as Platoon says, maybe roles are specifically written with her in mind, and they just don't really push her to be anything outside of that, like faintly pissed off, I've smelled a fart in an elevator kind of facial expression. Maybe that's it. I guess, you know, to a degree, it's working because, you know, people seem to love her, and a lot of the movies that she's in do really well. I mean, I would argue that like she doesn't really lead movies so much as she supports other people in them. You know, I don't think Spider-Man is going to make $2 billion because of Zendaya. I think it's, you know, much more higher level than that. But yeah, I guess they're going to keep pushing her as long as people go to see the movies she's in, regardless of whether she's responsible for their success or not. Excuse me.
It's also the Instagram follower thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
no matter what she does, they're going to keep pushing her because she has all those followers.
I have heard that said. Yeah, it's like that's an actor that's cast as an influencer, basically.
Yeah,
because they draw their audience in. Makes sense. Makes sense from a business point of view. Just creatively, I tell you who has been acting up a storm though. Zoe Saldana in Spec Ops Lioness. This clip's been doing the rounds on Twitter over the past couple of days. It's a confrontation between her character and another officer who also happens to be a female. So they're serving in, I believe, Afghanistan. Just come back from a mission. They're back at base and they're having a bit of confrontation because things went wrong. And now, I'm no military man, right? But I'm going to take a wild guess here. When two officers have an extreme difference of opinion, they probably settle it in private rather than in front of all the troops that they're supposed to be leading, because I'm guessing that's really bad for discipline and morale if they see their officers acting in the way that you're about to see. And I might have to keep pausing it because it is a Paramount Plus show and they just, God bless them, they just love to copyright claim everything. But anyway, allow me to show you some of this.
Are you Captain Corello? What the fuck do you think you're doing? Flying an SF-Unit to Ellison reported to command? You just fired our fucking Humvees? J-Sock said covert. They watch the airport. You can't sneak into this fucking place. You think I fucking choose how I get in a fucking country? You think I fucking plan it?
She's a strong character.
It's like Anne Hathaway in Odyssey.
Oh God, sustained.
Now, as somebody who, you know, was in the army, there are times where people will just like, you know, you get fucking pissed off and y'all have these kind of conversations, right? But that's like enlisted. If you're like enlisted, it's easier to do that because you don't have that kind of standard set against yourself. Like as an officer, you're supposed to be above. So like if I came in and I saw my commander and my lieutenant colonel going back and forth like this, that's a bad look for them because you're not exhibiting you're not showing leadership. You're showing that you don't have any self-control over yourself. So that just would not work in the slightest.
And
Like,
at least
in the
one of
slightest.
these is a captain as well. So this isn't just like some
Yeah,
junior officer or
that
anything.
definitely wouldn't work. Yeah,
Well,
you're
she's
getting
about to
fucked.
tell us, I think, in this clip, she's the highest ranking officer in any base she sets foot in. I think that's the premise of her character.
Why am I reminded of the Dara Milaje from Marvel? It's like we have jurisdiction wherever we happen to be. It's like I'm not sure it works.
Dude,
like
what
that.
another great fucking example of like how much
you're
people would
right.
criticize, rampant authority being used from John Walker wherever he goes, and then the second those guys step in, everyone's like, "Oh, Queen, yes, 100% back
Wakanda
you."
forever. Yeah, okay, it's fine
Slay
when they do it,
Queen.
I guess.
Of course we notify fucking command. They just didn't notify anyone else. Stop acting like it's your first fucking day in the army. That is 3 KIAs because this rookie fucking bullshit. Hey, are you gonna call their parents? No, that's my fucking job. And do your job. Oh, I will, bitch.
Whoa.
Oh, you didn't.
Yeah, nah.
I see
that's
we're
just-
using
I mean, if
the
you start
F
a brawl
word over and
between
over and over
officers,
again.
in front of enlisted men, like Kada, you obviously know about this. I'm sure there's a few vets in chat as well. Like this
I've seen something
shit
like
would
this
not
before.
fly, man. Surely.
Yeah, I've seen something like this before. You know what happened? Article 15s. And if y'all don't know what that is basically a write-up. And that is something that can severely damage your career. Like that can stop you from being promoted. They give you extra duty. You would definitely get extra duty for this kind of shit. And especially like if you're deployed, it's kind of understandable where emotions run high and shit like that. But you definitely don't do this out in public. Like that's just not something you would do. Like if you're back in the barracks or whatever, you're back at the unit and y'all are like going back and forth about some shit, some words can fly or whatever, you're men or whatever, but it's never to the point where y'all start brawling. If you start brawling, there's a fucking issue. And that can lead to, court martials and all kind of shit. Like there's a bunch of stuff that could go wrong by just doing this, and they're trying so hard to make it seem like they're so tough. That shit just doesn't work.
It's like, this is like some grad student from a liberal arts college's idea of what toxic men act like, but projected onto women. It's so bizarre to see it. Let me show a little bit more here.
Fucking touch me! Hey! I won't fucking murder you, bitch! Fucking!
Those sound effects are funny.
I'm actually going to put it back a little bit there.
Touch me!
Oh, there it goes.
Fucking touch me!
What was that shot? What was that cut?
What the fuck am I watching? Captain!
Yep.
Dude, the fact that he says "what the fuck" instead of anything more formal, it's just already boring me. Everyone's saying "fuck" all the time.
Don't you realize that saying "fuck" lots of times means that you care, and that's
The
good
thing is,
writing.
You probably would assume like this guy's going to chew them both out and put them in their place, but that is not what's about to happen.
Is
I'm
that
afraid.
not what happens?
Sorry,
No.
I'm just laughing at a woman had to get in the middle, and all the guys are just sitting there watching, going, "Hell yeah, cat fight!" Like,
Oh, you couldn't have a guy. You couldn't have a guy split them up. It has to be another woman.
No, it has to be another woman.
There's rules of engagement when it comes to this sort of thing, I guess.
Right here.
You will stand down! Stand down! And you!
Be very fucking careful the way you fucking talk to me.
Oh my god,
I'm the
dude.
highest ranking officer anywhere I fucking go.
Ew.
And this
I'm not sure that's how the military works, but yeah, sure, okay.
base better start fucking acting like it! A 2-vehicle escort?
What is her
That's
rank?
what you send me.
Do we know what her rank is?
Hold on.
Woman, I think.
So embarrassing.
I think
dude.
strong woman is her rank. Yeah,
Woman
so,
of strength. Woman of strength. I think you'll find.
Yeah, so she's a CIA case officer. So she doesn't.
Oh, bitch.
Doesn't have a military rank.
Yeah, everybody would fucking laugh at you if you come around like, yo, I'm in charge here. Everybody would be like, shut your federal ass up. Ain't nobody listening to you, you fucking CIA pussy. People would make fun of you on purpose just to see how pissed off you would be. Like, get the fuck out of here with this.
Yeah,
dude.
because like a CIA case
Do
officer
it.
can't pull rank over military personnel, can they? Like, I
No,
don't
they
think
could.
that's-
They could try. That's the thing. They would try to do that, and everybody would tell you to shut the fuck up. Like literally, that's what they would say. Like if she came, like if we were in Afghanistan, I'm having a flashback right now. If we were in Afghanistan and this bitch comes up and she's like doing all that, everybody would be like, "Man, shut the fuck up!" Ain't nobody like the entire unit. Everybody would stand up and tell you to get out because. What do you mean you're pulling them rank? Like, if you're upset about something, be upset. But doing a little hissy fit, everybody would laugh at you. Especially if you're a CIA case officer. Yeah, nobody gives a flying fuck about you or your feelings. Nobody cares. Like, literally nobody cares. Because of that, you think you're above everybody. That's why everybody be like, yeah, no, get out of here, dude. And especially, like, you're a woman, yeah, don't even try it. Don't even try it.
Some fucking teenagers with M16s from the first fucking Gulf War. That's what I get.
I can't send more than 2 without an Iraqi platoon overseeing. You want 28 Iraqis looking at your face? My order was to make it look routine, and that's what we did. I'll send you back in Bradley's with an Iraqi escort.
Fuck you, Will. You're putting a
Yeah, sorry, I just had to pause it for a second there.
It's hard
Even
to,
the way
hard
he's-
to listen to, honestly.
It is.
I mean, just
It is
even
hard to
looking
listen
at the
to.
way that guy's moving and gesticulating and shit, like it just looks weird. Again, it just doesn't look like a way an officer would conduct himself, and hold himself.
Not in the slightest. Not like I can tell you for a fact if some shit like that was to ever happen, like on a base, like the command sergeant major would like call that dude into the office, and that guy would be back to fucking Washington before the end of the day, because he'd be like, yeah, you're not going around talking to my fucking soldiers like this. We don't follow your orders. You're just here as a liaison, pretty much. Like you're not in charge here. You're just around.
Yeah.
all in a Chinook, and you're fucking flying us to Kuwait. Now, where's your office?
Why?
Because it's my fucking office now!
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, try that with any like officer on on deployment.
I was just about to make a joke like, say fuck again. And I was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah,
It's so cringe to watch.
They're
I
all
think he caves in as
overacting.
well.
Yeah, they're trying to act
Double
tough.
doors all the way down on the right.
You in my fucking office in 10 minutes.
One more fuck, I don't know. That's it.
Yeah,
the
say
words
fuck
in the
again.
language, I swear.
Like,
The thing is, I like Zoe Saldana as an actress. Like,
Mm.
I think she is pretty good. But like, what they're asking her to do here is like a humiliation ritual almost. Like, she looks like an angry toddler that's throwing her toys out of the pram. You
and
know?
the thing is, there is a world where if you're like enlisted and you're going to, like, your sergeant is talking to you like this, that will happen. Like, this can happen where he's basically talking down to you, and like if you fuck up or something like that, he's like, come to my office, blah 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 blah. That's enlisted. If an officer does that to somebody that's enlisted, that could possibly still happen, but it wouldn't be at the level they're trying to do it as, like, right here. But if you're like a CIA liaison and you're coming through trying to do that, that shit would never fly. Officer, enlisted, everybody would like basically gang up on you. Like,
I also
they-
assume like it would
that's
be
what would
more
happen.
threatening, menacing. It would be more if your actual superior officer were doing this to you in private. It would at least carry some more implicit threat, and he wouldn't be waving his arms around. Part of the problem I think they've got here is that they've got two quite small women who are trying to have a very masculine type of fight, and they're overcompensating for that, which is why there's so much screaming involved. And you would have done a way better job even keeping this ridiculous premise if you'd had them act a bit more restrained than this, but they can't do it because they have to make it seem masculine to its predominantly male audience, I suppose.
I mean,
Yeah, 'cause we
fights
talked
like that fights can happen off of shit like this. Like, fights can happen, and like if it's like a private conversation, and again, if you're enlisted and say y'all come to blows or whatever, there's more leeway there because again, you're enlisted. You're not an officer. You're not held to the same kind of standard. So like that could happen, but it's like in this kind of scenario, that would never fucking happen. You would lose your job. Like if you're a CIA guy, you would lose your job.
And I think to pick up on the point Platoon was making there, like I think if you had like say two big burly like 35-year-old guys yelling at each other, it carries a lot more weight because like they've got more presence, their voices are deeper and more commanding and stuff, and like they can at least summon up that aggression and make it look somewhat real. But
Yeah.
this just looks like two children having a fight. Like it doesn't look intimidating, it doesn't look dangerous. They just look kind of
cringy.
comical and like they're just like screeching at each other, and it's like this really isn't giving the audience what you think it is here.
Is this a movie, by the way?
Super cringy. It's a show.
No, it's a TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think Morgan Freeman's in this show too. Like
He's still
I
alive?
thought about watching it.
Nicole Kidman as well.
And it's Taylor Sheridan
in
who
it
wrote
too?
this.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman's in it. I watched the season 3, episode 2 last night, and it's just there was lesbians in the bathtub. There was I'm like, why are we watching? I have no idea why.
I mean, I'm not against that.
I'm not
against
against
But-
it. No, that's
But it's just like,
Let's see where this
what's
goes.
going on? Yeah, it's just like, what is happening in this show? Because it's just women trying to swing a big dick and they don't have it. So I don't even have it.
I feel like this would be ripe for like dubbing. We could have a lot of fun with it. You look at my boyfriend again, I'll fuck you up.
Boyfriend. Boyfriend.
Well, yeah, I'm being generous here.
You touch my ass again, your ass is grass.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's just
It's another example as well, because we were talking about the trend earlier of the female characters just not being held accountable. There's another trend that seems to be doing the rounds, which is that you put women characters in positions of power and authority, and then you take 5 seconds to show why that's a terrible idea. House of the Dragon did it. Like
Yeah.
Rhaenyra finally gets on the
Yeah.
Iron Throne, and then the show decides she's biologically incapable of ruling. Here, there's like female CIA case officer who basically is in charge of absolutely everything and can't actually handle the pressure by the looks of how she's acting here. And it's like it's kind of doing a disservice to the women you think you're uplifting with this sort of thing. You keep showing them to be so unsuited to the tasks you put them in. I'm sure there are very competent women in very powerful positions, but they don't seem to be shown on media.
yeah, it's doing the opposite of what you think it's doing. It's making people go, yeah, so don't put these women in charge. That's all it's doing every
Yeah.
single time.
I think it would have been
This is so
way
cringe.
more effective if Zoe Saldana's character was just like super cold and clinical, you know, rather than like rising to it and just getting into this like fighting in the mud bullshit. If she was just like, yeah, I'm in charge here. I want to see you in my office in like 5 minutes, and then we're going to talk about this, and just like be super, you know, just like detached from it. Because
almost
that
get
kind of
the-
quiet menace is like way more effective.
Yeah, because it gets to a point where I'm watching it in this scene. I'm like, how did you even fucking get promoted ever?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
it's
this
strange
is just
shit.
the most unbelievable shit that I've ever seen. And I can suspend my disbelief when watching like military stuff sometimes, where it's like, okay, you got to exaggerate. All right, sure, you know, I get it. This would literally never happen. This would literally never happen.
Let's see. Yeah, there's a couple of people talking about this. The Lionesses were an actual thing. Recommend checking out the Unsubscribed podcast with Veteran with a sign on. The ones he got, rather than learning the local language they were meant to, had learned the alien language from Avatar. Sure, okay. Yeah, makes sense. Damn, this new Candace Owens movie looks intense.
Jesus.
If anyone needs to seek asylum in the US for buying a baseball bat and having the audacity to walk around with it in the package, let me. Oh, cry. I don't know if you guys saw this. I know some guys who will sponsor visas. They employ drunks and Cthulhu lords, even the gays platoon.
Ooh.
Yeah, like some guy in the UK had bought like a baseball bat from a sports shop, and it was still in it like its plastic shrink wrapping. As soon as he went outside, he got like jumped on by a policeman who tries to arrest him for having like
Ineffectually.
and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, you retard? I'm buying a baseball bat to take home. It's still in its wrapper." And the guy got arrested for it.
It's a real, I guess to say, on the one hand, it's already objectionable because he just bought a baseball bat and you're allowed to do that. But then it's also objectionable because you see this one cop and he's like, the guy's not big. He's kind of dangly and gangly, but Like this one cop's just hugging him from behind and just getting dragged around the street. If he actually had been using a dangerous weapon, would have done fuck all. So it's useless police enforcing rules that shouldn't exist and probably don't exist.
That's pretty much the UK in a nutshell, right there. What you just said.
Sounds like a terrible place to live.
Yep.
It's pretty horrible. Yeah, and it's getting worse. But
Might take you up on that immigration offer there.
It's also too hot.
It's far too hot.
Yeah. Even in the civilian sector, I've seen and heard the regional manager berating my plant leadership on the shop floor as production was happening. It wasn't a good look. Everyone felt that it was unprofessional. Yeah, and that's in the civilian sector. Yeah, as Kato was saying, like that's just not how you do leadership.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
You would definitely get written up for that shit too, especially if you're like again, like you're an officer doing some shit like that. Yeah, you're done. You're fucked. You just fucked yourself trying to act tough.
Yeah, it's my job to write those letters to the KIA. Then do your job. Bam! Should have gotten that CIA agent KO'd right on the spot.
Yep.
Pretty
Yeah. Oh
much,
yeah. And you said she was like that's not even like a soldier. Is it somebody that works for the CIA saying something like that?
She's a case officer. Yeah.
Everybody's beating your ass when you say something like that.
Yeah, nothing about how those two behaved was masculine at all. It was more like Andrew Tate throwing one of his top G hissy fits, trying to come across as alpha when he's not. Alphas lead by example. Yep. Oh yeah, someone mentioned this on X as well, and someone's brought it up here again. It reminds me of that episode of Next Generation where Data and Worf took over from Picard and Riker. Worf challenged Data's authority, but instead of coming to blows, Data pulled him aside and scolded him. Yeah, that conversation was fucking superb. Just takes him into his briefing room. The two of them have a very restrained conversation about the nature of authority and who's in charge and how he expects the first officer to act, and it's just brilliantly handled. So well done.
Did you see, there's like a viral video, I want to say half a year ago or something. Someone in chat probably know what I'm talking about if any of you guys haven't seen it, but it was like a bunch of dogs in a big old kennel. Two of them were like basically fighting and growling, barking and roaring sort of thing. And then one dog walks in, sort of looks at them and stares for a while, and they both gradually stop and look down. And the dog starts walking off again. It's the most like, holy shit, that guy's got authority. Like, what the fuck's going
just
on
a
there?
gigantic pair of balls right there. I mean, yeah.
Cringe.
I think the dogs that were fighting were bigger than that dog as well. Like, it was kind of interesting. This is one of those things where it's like psychologists must study this forever.
Yeah, it's kind of fascinating stuff. Let me ask you guys. So you're familiar with the Paramount buyover of Warner Brothers? They're still trying to do it, and by golly, pretty much every federal judge in California, aided by Mark Ruffalo, it seems, is trying to block the merger because it's just bad. It's going to result in badness. The problem is, every day that it doesn't go ahead, I believe Paramount have to pay a penalty fee that runs into the millions of dollars. And it's now basically been scheduled for federal court. And the court date isn't even until next year. So every day between now and then, they have to pay millions of dollars in penalty fees to the Warner Brothers shareholders. And you can see the thinking here. It's like, well, we're just going to bleed them dry by drawing this out as long as humanly possible. So David Ellison, the guy who now owns Paramount, pretty much said, yeah, fuck you guys. If you carry on like this, we're just going to withdraw all of Paramount's projects and assets from California, move them to a different state. How are you going to like that? So I think there's a news article about this here that I can share with you guys. Yeah. Escape from LA. David Ellison plans Paramount exit if prosecutors refuse to negotiate by deadline. So Paramount's board has approved a plan to move the Hollywood studio out of California if the state's Attorney General Rob Bonta doesn't agree to settlement talks in his bitter antitrust case by October 1st, according to reports. So David Ellison told his top lieutenants last week that his company would relocate to Tennessee, Texas, Georgia, or another state if Bonta refuses to come to the table in this case, opposing Paramount's $110 billion acquisition of Warner Brothers Discovery, Puck and Variety reported on Tuesday. So he discussed the ultimatum during a lunch meeting last Wednesday with Paramount's 12-member executive leadership team on the company's Hollywood law, according to Puck, which cited 2 people with direct knowledge of the meeting. So, yeah, essentially, we're going to go scorched earth if you don't get this thing moving, because it's, here we go. This is the deadline here. So, Oracle billionaire Larry Ellison set an October 1st deadline for resolving the dispute, since that's the date a so-called $7 million per day ticking fee tied to the Warner Brothers deal is set to kick in. So, yeah, they have to pay $7 million per day after October 1st for every day that this deal does not go through and it doesn't get resolved. And you can imagine how long in the American legal system you could draw a case out like this for. You could move it into years if you really wanted to.
I guess I'm just curious. Should they not have anticipated this, their lawyers, and been like, there's no way we're giving you that kind of fee, because it's very likely it would expand to this kind of degree?
I don't know if...
Like, part of the problem is that this is always going to be the problem with the antitrust law generally, is that you kind of don't expect the government to abuse it to the extent the government will inevitably abuse it, if that makes sense. They didn't anticipate it getting that far, because as far as I can tell, the antitrust case doesn't exist. It's like there isn't an antitrust case to be made here. But the Attorney General is kind of presiding over a system which is trying to use antitrust in a way that it's simply not, well, it is designed for, because it's such a stupid fucking law. But I genuinely don't think they would have anticipated that this would happen, especially considering that if you combine Paramount and Warner, the market share is significantly smaller still than any other major, like Netflix or Amazon or Apple or any other big company or studio which currently operates in California. I don't think they would have expected them to be quite so brazen about it, so they saw no problem with inserting the clause.
I guess in this case, then, the process is the punishment, in that, like, if they can just draw it out long enough, like, they will, if not like delay it forever and make it not happen, like they'll make it so costly for Paramount that like it ultimately it's about hurting them. And it seems to be entirely because David Ellison has some like vague ties to like the White House and the current administration, and so that's why Mark Ruffalo is up in arms about it, because he supports current thing and he definitely opposes orange things. And anything that's vaguely tied to that is clearly going to incur his wrath. And it's just blatant. You know, when you see the law just getting blatantly abused in this way, it's kind of depressing to witness.
It's not even just Ruffalo. Like a whole bunch of Disney actors came out and said roughly the same thing. Disney actors said that it's terrible that a studio should go around buying other studios. A Disney actor said that. Several Disney actors said that.
Meantime, Disney bought Fox.
Yeah, well, not just Fox. I mean, the list grows and grows and grows every other year. These kinds of people they hold sway in places like California because they hold very high status beliefs and opinions, and so lots of California politicians like having actors on their side and writers unions on their side, so they take their side because they think it's the high status fashionable thing to do. The law be damned.
Where was this when Netflix was going to be taking over? No one said too much. The only person said was Nolan, that said something, this is going to kill theaters. Everyone else mum on it.
This is ultimately about CNN, isn't it? Like, if they are bought over by Paramount, if they are now owned by the Ellisons, the theory is like, they're gonna like revamp the editing room and make it more than just the anti-Trump network, and that cannot be allowed to happen. And so it makes me wonder if that's the real sticking point in this whole.
Well, I think it's another point where no one's discussing is the studio distribution services that Warner Brothers has until like 2030 or 31 or something like that, where they could sell all the films digitally, all the physical copies. And right now, like all like Sony and everyone else is trying to eliminate physical copies, so they would have an advantage over that, and they would probably monopolize that. And they don't. I think a lot of people don't want that either. But I could be completely wrong. But it seems like it. It's like a little.
On that note, I would say that this is a great opportunity for many companies to market pro physical, but all of them will be anti-physical copies in a few years' time.
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, the profit margins are just too hard to ignore. But in this case, like I think what they're guaranteeing is that when this deal eventually goes through, and it will, it's simply a case of how much you're going to make them hurt in order to make, in order to get there. you're just guaranteeing that they're going to go scorched earth on you just out of pure fucking spite.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know, they don't think ahead like that. You know, they're always thinking the moment because they're so spiteful.
I mean, they can get a lot out of it. So the Microsoft antitrust case is the 90s one that is probably the most famous use of antitrust ever. Also demonstrates basically all of the problems with that system. So it was the claim was that Microsoft was pursuing a monopoly. And you think, well, how can Microsoft have a monopoly when there's Linux and there's Apple? And the antitrust lawsuit basically said, well, you've got a monopoly in Intel compatible home computing operating systems. So it's like basically the law said we are not allowing Apple to be considered. So if you get rid of all the competition, then you have a monopoly, which is obviously absurd. But they strung that out for like 10 years. They were threatening to break up the company. Eventually, they didn't break up the company, but they did secure a very hefty settlement. So it can actually be when the government needs a lot of money and doesn't like your company very much, they just have an interest in stretching this out as much as possible because eventually they expect you to pay to go away. I don't know if Paramount will do this because I don't think California is in as strong a position as the US federal government is. It probably needs Paramount a little bit more than it realizes. And if they do threaten to leave,
there's a lot of companies leaving California. Like you had In-N-Out Burger that started here that left and went to Tennessee. You got a lot of Silicon Valley. They're leaving, going to Tennessee, the Carolinas, and everything. And then you got
fucking
Paramount.
Tesla and SpaceX.
They
relocated to Texas.
Yes, and so they want to cry about jobs. And you have Paramount stating that they're going to put out 30 movies. Like I don't know how you can get that many scripts in a year, 30 movies. But they're promoting jobs. They're opening studios out in New Jersey. They're trying to do the right things, and people are crying because what? Politically, they're on the other side, supposedly. It makes no sense at all for California to do this, because it's going to be New York 1970s, if that's the case.
Yeah, and to some extent, good, because they've 100% brought this upon themselves.
Exactly.
Like if you legislate so strongly against anyone who doesn't agree with you, well, okay, you're going to drive out most of the businesses that were happy to operate there. And Hollywood apparently now is like pretty much a ghost town in terms of productions that are actually based in California. They've all moved somewhere else.
I've done the studios since I've been here. I've done all the studio tours. I've done Universal. I've done WB. I've done Paramount. Paramount is the only one. It was one of the best studio tours I've taken. It prides itself on its history in California and how it began. And you go through it, and it's an amazing tour. But like again, I for them to sit there and do this to a studio that promotes California in its studio tour, it blows my mind. It just blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean it's such a mess at this point, but it does feel like the AG in California is just kind of fighting a losing battle. It's really just a case of like how difficult can you make it for them before it eventually goes through, because it seems like it is going to eventually happen. It's just a case of
this is him trying to set up for the future. So like he's politically, that's all that is. You see the writing on the wall with that.
Yeah. It is going to be interesting to see what Paramount and Warner Brothers become though when they're merged together. One of the well, yeah, quite possibly. One of the things that we were made aware of, and this is courtesy of Cosmic Book News, so take that with a grain of salt, but apparently one of the things they're considering is re-releasing a lot of their director's cut versions of previous movies, including their DC comic book movies, i.e. the Snyderverse films. So I'm just going to see if I can bring this article up here because it's so wild. I just actually want it to be true because it's so absurd. Let me see if I can do this. Okay.
They had Snyder in, didn't they, for a screening of, I think it was Excalibur. And that's where like a lot of they were told they don't take any recordings, don't release any audio. And then so of course people released recordings and audio of him talking to the Warner Brothers people. Finally, we get to see the Snyder Cut theatrically again.
Well, it's not just that. There's potentially things like the Air cut of Suicide Squad, which actually I would be kind of interested to see just out of sheer curiosity.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Just to, if nothing else, bring some kind of peace to David Ayer, who's like pretty much lost his mind over the years. But yeah, Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery planning director's cuts in theaters. Snyder, Air, Star Trek, Harry Potter exclusive. Well, let's see. Footage from Snyder's movie night has hit the net, with the director telling the room to make every movie like it's your last. Yeah, sure, okay. Consider the dress rehearsal underway. Paramount and Warner Brothers are planning to release director's cuts in theaters next year, we're told, as part of a celebration of movies series featuring the likes of Zack Snyder, David Ayer, Star Trek, Mission Impossible, and Harry Potter. New Blu-rays and collector's merch will follow the theatrical runs.
There it is.
Comes by the same source behind our report that it's open season on James Gunn and Peter Safran at DC once the Paramount deal closes. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like Paramount and Warner Brother is planning to release director's cuts into theaters next year. Limited runs or maybe extended if demand is strong, as a celebration of movie series, the source tells us. These are full-blown events, not quiet re-releases. Red carpet included, Q&A with directors and the cast, etc. So, which films? Star Trek, JJ's ones. We could do without that. Snyder, Air, Mission Impossible, etc. And it says, yeah, I think what they're saying is that, like, it's like a test bed for what fans want. So essentially, re-release all these movies, director's cut versions, see which ones play well, and then go from there.
Imagine that.
Yeah, easy, quick way to make money from loyal fandoms and gauge demand for future projects. And one more Warner Brothers side says Harry Potter 2, of course, I guess, yeah, because that's like your endless money milking machine. Snyder and Ayer are already back at Warner Brothers. The timing here is not subtle. So
it is your moment, Snyder fans. Get in there.
I've said this before, like, it would just be the funniest thing if they released the Snyder Cut in theaters and it did like $1 billion theatrically somehow, and then they're just left wondering, what do we do now?
I'll tell you, at this point, I am all for the universe where they pull out James Gunn after Man of Tomorrow and they have Snyder come in and make a fucking Superman with Corin Sweat just for the chaos, the absolute fucking chaos that would be
hilarious.
And then he gets through a third Superman movie with Corin Sweat, but he can't finish it, and they bring in Joss Whedon to finish it.
It's like poetry, Mahler. It rhymes, you know.
Do it.
My God.
I think the only one I would want to see is probably the Ayer cut for Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
That's the only one I would want to watch.
I mean, I would genuinely like to see that. I don't even know how you would begin to screen the Snyder Cut in cinemas, because it's like 6 hours long or some insane shit.
You would have to do a break for sure, right? Like at least halfway through, you have to do a break.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have
6 hours for that. And is it going to be the regular one, or is it going to be the black and white version?
Black and white version, yeah.
It's got to be as wanky and pretentious as possible, I think. So the black and white 4:3 aspect ratio, everything. Just throw it all in there, Zach. But it feels like anything could happen, because obviously we know the Gunverse is already on its last legs. You know, Superman wasn't a huge hit. Peacemaker season 2 was a fucking disaster. Supergirl was a fucking disaster. Clayface isn't going to make a whole lot of difference. Man of Tomorrow is probably going to...
Lanterns will be good. Come on, Lanterns. Everyone's very excited about Lanterns.
I can't wait to not watch that.
Yeah.
You've been telling me every single time as soon as the stream ends, you're like, gosh, man, Lanterns just days away. Lanterns,
come on, bring Lanterns.
Well, it's funny that like they're putting out this like, oh, Lanterns was always in the plans like 8 years ago before James Gunn. It's like, come on, you're trying to save James Gunn. Like, enough is enough. Like
this jammed gun. The gun jammed, boys. The gun jammed.
Should I put a poll out, right? Because I kind of feel like our chat is like fairly neutral. It's not like packed full of, you know, Snyder bros or anything, or James Gunn fans. And just say, let's ask them. Let's go with the wisdom of the crowd, shall we? And see, like, should we have the Snyderverse restored or the Gunverse? What do you think?
I think we know which one will win, but I'm curious on the ratio.
Yeah, I think it's just a question of the ratio, really, isn't it? Let's see. Where is it?
As somebody who doesn't even really like the James Gunn's, the Zack Snyder films for real, I would much rather see that than what James Gunn has been pulling out of his ass.
I'm overloaded on James Gunn shit. So it's like, go on, Snyder, have another go. I should tell I get bored of you as well.
James Gunn does not know how to do a solo movie. He always has to have that Guardians of the Galaxy vibe where he has multiple characters, a surrounding cast. I don't care for James Gunn. I knew it was going to be a disaster from the get-go. So like, it's just, I'd rather see Snyder. At least he tried to do something. And when you watch Superman, however you like it or not, it was Superman. And so, I mean, we got the Superman film from James Gunn. It was a disaster. It was horrible. Like he got his ass beat throughout the whole film. Like
the poll is up, so let's see where it goes.
You probably should have put a neither in there just to give people that chance.
They have to choose.
Patty Jenkins is the third option.
Bring in Patty Jenkins.
Yeah.
Oh,
honestly, I'd rather watch that than what James Gunn is doing.
I mean, I'm going to wait till it gets to like at least 1,000 votes, and then I feel like that's a reasonable sample.
Yeah, let me vote.
Would you like a fourth like cancelled director if you did Snyder versus Gunn versus Whedon versus a fourth like?
It's not even close.
What, Bryan Singer to come in?
Oh God,
Brian, no. They're all wearing black outfits. No.
Listen, some cancellations needed to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, we're almost there. We're almost at 1,000 here. Let's see, 970. I don't think it's going to change much at this point. But yeah, we're at 1,000 votes, and it's, oh my God, 95% Snyderverse.
I mean, Zack Snyder made Rebel Moon, and I would rather see him come back. So that should stay alive.
Oh my God.
Rebel Moon was fucking horrific.
It's awful.
Yeah, and yet they would rather have that than James
I would
Gunn.
rather see slow motion grain harvesting than watch what James Gunn is doing.
and then just sing a song in the middle of this dinner out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear my backstory out of nowhere? And then it's all slow motion for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I want that scene where like the killing, the assassination of the royal family happens, and you've got the people, the orchestra playing with fucking bags over their heads.
Why the fuck are we left with these two choices?
Why would you do this to me? Like,
oh my God.
Warner Brothers, there you go. We've just done some free market research for you with like 10,000 people watching. So that's a pretty good sample size, and it's still going up. But yeah, it's 94% Snyderverse. I think you guys know what you need to do. Restore the
never
Snyderverse
trust him.
immediately.
Never trust online polls about Snyder, because he's up on his little droid control ship and he just presses the on button, and then everybody, all his fucking droid army comes and votes for him for everything. I wonder if they'll actually turn up when they re-release the Snyder Cut there.
They might. Who
It
knows?
did well, didn't it, when it was released on streaming?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from what I recall, I think it was like really highly rated. You know, like good viewership and everything. So
And it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like
Snyder Cut.
oh, this is fucking great.
You're unleashing some inner beast and
It's
Mauler
all right.
right
It's
now.
all right. I am tolerant.
I would
Well,
rather
it's funny.
watch Snyder Cut though.
I would take the Snyder Cut over the Whedon Cut. I mean, I don't think that's
it's
controversial.
Like a night and day difference.
What about you, Platoon?
The Whedon Cut is shorter, and I actually think there's some things in there that work better than the Snyder Cut. So I might even take the Whedon Cut bad as it is over the Snyder Cut. I think it's like asking, do I want to consume diarrhea or like a 5-day-old solidified turd? But I think I'm going for the diarrhea.
What?
Someone that says like Brand New Day is like your most controversial video, Mueller. I was like, no, Snyder Cut. It's always gonna be Snyder Cut. That video fucking got people so furious at me. It was like, it's all good, man. It's all good.
It was hilarious.
Do you just love it though? Do you love the fact that they're angry?
Look at that.
It's-
What?
I thought that was actually Kata for a second there.
My bad. My daughter walked in. She just woke
Ah,
up.
okay.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, I it's fun to have a controversial opinion and all that sort of stuff. But the conversation was more than fine with plenty of people, but there were some people who took it way too seriously. And to be fair, same with Brand New Day, same with everything, same with the Odyssey. Some people got very upset about our opinion on that.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. I'm just going to read a few of the super chats here. Give Snyder Superman again and keep him away from Rebel Moon.
Just
Like
give
he's
him
ruining
something that's
Rebel Moon.
already give him something that's already established, and he would probably do an all right job.
Yeah, what's this?
Probably.
I would have voted neither if it were an option, but James Gunn and his simps are insufferable. Is there really like that degree of fandom for James Gunn now?
It's
I feel like it must be. It's waning pretty rapidly. Yeah.
No,
I don't know if we talked about it on last week's Open Bar, but like Spider-Man has dealt a significant blow to Superman, and it sounds bizarre. It's like, why? What do you mean? Why would it? It's like because it showed Superman what an actual like passionate, successful film in the superhero genre looks like right now. It ain't Superman. Everyone would have convinced you with social media that the success Spider-Man is having is what Superman got, and it's been fucking eclipsed. It's not even close.
Well, yeah, because I think one of the excuses they would have made for Superman would be, well, superhero fatigue is kicking in, and so like no movie can do particularly well now. It doesn't matter how good it is, and it's like, well, clearly it can. It's just that movie's shit.
No, yeah, I think it really revealed the reality for Superman, which has been annoying because it's taken forever to get people to understand the actual success of Superman. But Man of Tomorrow and Supergirl and Lanterns, as you mentioned, Clayface could be a masterpiece. It won't matter. It's not going to be able to save the Titanic at this point. I think Man of Tomorrow is going to be even worse than Superman with everything we know.
I do too.
Yep.
I think.
And this time there won't be a sheen, a shield, this nonsense. I think this time a lot of Gunn fans are going to be like, "Ah, he's fucking up. He's fucking up." It's funny watching people after Supergirl be like, I've noticed something about James Gunn. It's like he's making Guardians over and over. And you're like, oh,
you don't say.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, who would have thought?
We were labeled everything for pointing that out before, but yeah, guess it's okay now. Yeah, restore the Burton-verse. We want Nick Cage Superman. Fuck yeah. I'd still pay good money for that.
Oh, that could have been the fourth choice. Bring Burton in. Fuck it. Let's do it.
Burton's not the man he was, though. He's not the man he was back in the 90s when he was doing
That's why
the
it's an interesting
Mars
choice, though,
attacks.
isn't it? Like, if you throw it against those two, I'd pick Burton, even modern Burton.
Would you pick Whedon over both of them?
Modern Whedon is far worse than Whedon, and he's like retired. Like, I'd give him, I almost don't want to give him any IP. Go make it your own movie, and we'll see how it is. We'll see what's going on with you.
What about Nolan? Because they keep talking about Nolan doing The Dark Knight.
I don't know.
No, I'm good.
I don't know about Nolan anymore, man.
I'm good off of that.
You're not allowed to say that, Mahler. The Odyssey was the greatest movie that's ever been made, ever.
Yeah, man. Everyone's still really passionately talking about all of its storytelling decisions.
I know.
Right now,
Yeah.
100%. It's not
Which
just
one's the
3 memes
characters?
recycled over and over again.
A year from now, like the conversation is still going to be alive, talking about how much The Odyssey was an amazing film, and
It
people
sure
are just
was.
it's going to stay with them forever.
I think
It's
with
definitely
Snyder,
one of those movies.
I think with Snyder, he could do it. Just don't let him write. I just get someone
Yeah.
who's
Sure.
good at writing.
Yeah.
And let Snyder do the
Yeah.
directing.
It would at
I've
least look
I've
different. It wouldn't be discount Marvel, which is the James Gunn universe. It would be probably terrible in a whole host of new ways. And if he writes it, it will certainly be terrible in a whole host of unique ways. But if somebody else writes it, then however like whatever the actual quality of the movie, it'll be like, well, at least this is distinctive. It's kind of the only thing I can say in Snyder's favor. He is distinctive. You can tell it's
Yeah.
Snyder. It smells in a particular way.
I would say, like, if he was to do a Batman movie, a Batman solo movie, in the style of like The Watchmen, but someone else writing it, I think it could potentially turn out well.
I think
could work.
he's buddies with Frank Miller. I think if you let Frank Miller take that role, do the script writing, and work with Snyder, I think that could work because they did 300. That was Frank Miller's. That was, I mean, it's pretty. It's still a pop.
I mean, it was replicated like panel for shot, essentially. Like that's what he was going for, and he achieved it for better or worse.
He even did. I mean, like y'all said, Watchmen, dude, and even with the change in Watchmen, it still works. So maybe, maybe just
Or
get somebody
maybe
else
it's
to write
time
it.
for new blood. Screw all these old rancid directors.
Bring in Chris Stuckman.
Well, just put Markiplier on DC. See what he can do to fix it up.
Let
Yeah, I
Chris
like this
Stuckman do it, and I won't review it because if I do, that means that it's good.
Yeah. I would rather pay money to voice the loudest neither than vote for Gunn or Snyder. Screw your binary poll. Well, life's a binary at the end of the day, so I had to do something with it. Delete Snyderverse and Gunverse. The DCAU is the GOAT, the animated universe.
It is.
Seems like it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
They got it right back then.
And then they got rid of the animation studios. I don't get it.
It was really those were some good shows.
They're great.
It's perfect. That's like the blueprint for you. Just do that. Just do that. It's not that hard. But no, we got to make Jon Stewart like this rookie cop who doesn't like Hal Jordan, and he's an asshole. And oh god, I'm gonna throw up.
Here we go. Yeah, get Angry Joe. I called him Doe. Like maybe that was Freudian there. Directed Supergirl universe. Yeah, I think it's time. It's time for Joe to emerge from the shadows of YouTube and be the man he was always meant to be. He can do it. Yeah, it's more likely they'll declassify the video of Epstein in his cell than it is for DC to bounce back under James Gunn.
Damn.
Yeah. It's harsh but true. Watching The Odyssey reminds me of the old epics like Ben-Hur, except Ben-Hur is brilliant and The Odyssey is atrocious. Would like to hear your thoughts on the older historical epics compared to The Odyssey. That is fair. And yeah, Ben-Hur is like absolutely fantastic. I was always a big fan of Jason and the Argonauts. I fucking loved that movie.
Yes. That's a great film.
The stop motion animation and everything, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, what was it? 1981's Clash of the Titans. Again,
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
love it.
Harry Hamlin.
Yes.
What about Sam Worthington's Clash of the Titans?
We don't talk about that.
We
Yeah,
don't.
let's just leave that one more.
At least it's better than Wrath of the Titans.
I think Sam Worthington found his niche. Voiceovers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Avatar.
That's voiceovers, really, isn't it?
In a wheelchair in
and
Avatar.
purposes. Yeah. What's New Space King coming up, looking to a critical drinker review and EFAT breakdown. Also, YouTube just censored EFAT for me in this joke message, and I'm mad. That is bullshit, actually. YouTube is getting to be quite annoying. It's getting really annoying with copyright claims as well. I don't know if you guys have noticed this.
Yeah, I got a bunch hit with nonsense the other day in a row, and I was just like, fucking hell, like, again with this shit, and you have to go through them all individually. Some of them don't let you push past the 30-day thing, and you're just like, oh my god.
And then they give you incorrect timestamps for the things that they're talking about, and it's like, this isn't even what you're saying. And
They've obviously changed the algorithm in some way to like, or whatever bots they use to detect copyright claims. They've obviously made a tweak to it, and now it's throwing up a bunch of shit from like 5 years ago. It's like, okay, why has it been fine for 5 years, and now suddenly you're getting claims on it? Weird. But yeah, I need to watch Space King because that's their Warhammer 40k parody.
Yeah,
isn't it?
you'll like it.
yeah,
like
it's
it. I
awesome.
imagine I
You
will,
will like
yeah.
it. It's awesome. It's really awesome.
I'm becoming more and more obsessed with 40k as time passes. I'm just reading more of the heresy novels, and they're just so fucking good.
It's one of those hobbies I'm afraid to get into because I know I'll just start collecting, and then it's over from there.
Yeah, I was talking to Gary about it, and like I managed to get him to start reading the books, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm 2 books in. Like I'm going to become obsessed with this. I just know it." Like, yes, you will, but you'll be thanking me for it. Anyway, should we finish up by doing some supers because there's a bunch here, and I was just kind of going through them randomly, but like I'll start from the beginning here. There have only been 2 Twister films since '96. Ironically, that's a very slow turnaround. Kind of is actually. Did any of you guys watch Twisters?
No.
I watched it.
I liked it. It was all right. It's not as good as the first one.
It's a movie. You know,
it's a movie.
It's not terrible. It's just it's serviceable.
Shatner's hairpiece got knocked off while filming the Gorn fight scene in Arena. He was looking for it the next day and asked Nimoy to help. Nimoy just laughed. Sorry, Bill. Hair today, Gorn tomorrow. Ooh, fucking cold, but also cool. Have you seen Diorio's reaction to the EDP doc? Who's EDP?
Oh,
big fat black dude who
you
likes
don't know.
cupcakes. And
possibly
and
YouTube's most famous pedo.
Oh, okay.
It's a rabbit hole.
Right. Maybe one I don't want to go down. He streamed it, and hearing him crack up is funny. But because of him and the doc, the song "Creep" is ruined, and now is the anthem for PDFs. Karaoke ruined. Oh no. I do quite like Diorio's breakdowns of stuff, like just him EFAPing stuff by himself. He's pretty
He's a
funny.
funny
and
lad.
Yeah, he's pretty good. Mauler, is the comedy arc safe? Hail Drinkler, Mauler, Plutz, and other guests.
It is safe, and it will reach you one day. And I know that the first one, when it comes out, the comments will just be filled with, "My God, it was real the whole time. It was real. It's all true, all of it."
Coyote versus Acme is getting good reviews. We'll go see it later, but the real comedy gold is Anthony Granola Bar's debunked video on Mauler's Spider-Man vid.
Oh,
is he? Have you been debunked, Mauler? Are you going to survive
dear.
this?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. After the fucking Rat King shit, like where he all the dishonest, griftly shit that he did with his friends, it's just like, yeah, I can't imagine he's anything but mad at me. I imagine he's covering every one of my videos from now on.
But haven't they all like become irrelevant now? Like, haven't they all been cancelled because they all like plagiarized each other or something?
I don't think their own fans are gonna care, because it's all about the war. It's never about integrity. So as far as they're concerned, it's like it just goes on. They're in their bubble. They're winning all the time. We're always losing. It's like you guys, you just pat them on the head. It's like, oh,
yeah. It's like when you see videos like critical drinker destroyed. It's like,
well, yeah, because
I don't feel like I've been destroyed. I'm still here.
I've seen someone else linked a different video that's responded to my Spider-Man video, and it says like, "This is the one. It finally proves that he's a fraud." And I was like, "Oh, so you thought I was all good up till this one? Okay,
yeah,
cool."
They knew you were a fraud. They just couldn't quite prove it until now, Mauler.
Damn it.
Yeah, you're letting them in. Thank you for the £10. Sorry you didn't put anything in your super chat. Is EFAP covering the EDP 445 doc?
Y'all should do it.
It's just it's too dark, and it's too much. Like, there's not going to be a lot we can add to it. You want someone like a Nick DiOrio who's got loads of history with all kinds of connections and networks with the people in that. I don't even know anything about EDP or the people he's on. I know Boogie makes a cameo in this video, but it's mainly just him saying the most awful shit regarding the topic, and all you're going to get from us is like, well, that's disgusting. Anyway, you know, like it's with Boogie, you can sort of laugh at how pathetic he is, but with EDP, it's like horrifying.
Resident Evil 1 came out in August of '96. Mauler, how could you not have told us?
Because they didn't do games, we do movies here.
Well, there's your mistake. Let that sink in, old man. Walking in now to the end of Oak Street. Looks mediocre. Reacher season 4 so far. I'm liking. Gooch. He covered everything there.
End of Oak Street. Is that the Abrams film?
Is that the dinosaur one?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they get teleported. Their neighborhood gets teleported somewhere.
Yeah. I really don't know what to make of that. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit tapped out on dinosaurs.
Yeah.
These days.
But like it had like a little religious thing going on too, so I don't know.
Yeah. Reacher, I've sort of fallen out with that one. Not fallen out like we had an argument or anything, just like I've sort of lost interest in it.
Yeah, he does. People love him, and I just think he's just a horrible actor. Like, he does this. He's another one that does the same thing, talks the same way in every film, and he's just a big lug, and people are just loving it.
Did you guys watch that? Did you watch that War Machine that he was in?
Oh, that was terrible.
Where it was like, imagine Predator, but the Predator is like a big clunky mech thing that just chases them around.
Yeah, exactly.
That was that movie. And yeah, he played the same exact character there. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know if Alan Richardson is the guy that we thought he was.
And people are saying, oh, he was so emotional. I'm like, what? Like,
it was a different movie. They must
for
have been
which one?
of.
What, the War Machine?
Yeah, War Machine. How we got like
the most one note version of like, oh, I got PTSD or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, there was a good movie in there. They just didn't know how to get there.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, drinker. Hope you're keeping cool. Not really. Sweating balls here. I'm off to Edinburgh with the fam to watch Bon Jovi and do the Johnny Walker tour. Nice. But was wondering what else to do while you're there. Keep up the good work. Thank you, man. And I'm not like a huge Johnny Walker fan, but the actual building and the tour that you get to go on is pretty cool. Like they pumped so much money into that. It's pretty impressive. In Edinburgh, you want to go up to the castle. You want to see Holyrood Palace. The Museum of Scotland is free to get into, and it's absolutely enormous, and it's got basically everything in it. And go to, where's a good pub to go to? Go to the Bow Bar. It's just off the Royal Mile, and they've got like probably the best selection of whiskeys I've ever seen anywhere. It's huge. So those are my recommendations right there. Favorite Michael Bay movie? Go.
I really like Bad Boys 2.
Oh,
The action in that is superb.
I really like Bad Boys 2. Just
entertaining as fuck.
It'd probably be The Rock. Probably be The Rock. But Bad Boys 2 is a guilty pleasure of mine.
yeah, probably The Rock.
I think so. I think it's going to be The Rock. Did he do Con Air as well?
If anybody says any of the Transformers films, all right, you need to be timed out.
Sure.
All right, you need to go think about your life.
If he did do Con Air, though, I assume you'd rank The Rock above Con Air, Drinker.
I would, yeah. Con Air's fun for the absolute insanity of it, and I really like the cast, but like The Rock is a far superior movie.
Yeah, Con Air is just another kind of Die Hard spin-off for me with just Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, I think it's just that, when you got John Malkovich, Nick Cage.
Yeah, it's just it's really good though. Yeah, I would have to go with The Rock. That's just
it's close, but I think I'll go with Pearl Harbor. I think is the easy winner.
We can all agree that was a classic. Really treated that whole thing with respect. That's what I liked about it. Next FNT meetup in Vegas is last one. Will you come? That can't be true. Or are you just doing a hypothetical? Like, if this was the last one, would I go to it? I would like to go out to FNT Vegas. It's just, man, it's really far from the UK. It's a hell of a flight to get there. That's why I like going to MegaCon, because I get to hang out with everyone anyway, and it's a lot easier to get to. So, call me selfish, but I just like that more. We ever stream with Flash Saturday night? Why on Saturday? Like, go on his stream, you mean?
Yeah, that's what he does, the Flashcast.
Yeah.
Yeah? I mean, if you invite
really
me.
want to be drunk, go for it.
Yeah. Now we're talking.
This guy drinking, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not my thing. Funny how James Gunn couldn't get Supergirl right, but My Adventures with Superman did. What is that again? Is that an animated thing?
It's an animated show on Adult Swim. I haven't watched it.
Are there any animes that would make for a good episode of Production Hell? Next time you do a meetup or premiere, can it be here in Sarnia, Canada? I mean, sure, yeah, I'll just go to everyone's random town and village and stuff. We're having a fan meetup, everyone. It'll just be like one guy shows up.
We're having barbecue. Want to come on down?
Yeah, I would do that. I like a good barbie. But yeah, animes, I don't know, because the fun of Production Hell is live actors being on set and all the stupid shit that goes on, the disasters and the things that can blow up or whatever, people getting having heart attacks or crashing cars or whatever, and you're not really going to get that when it's just an animated thing, so probably not quite in the same category. Yeah, what software applications do you use to run these kinds of group streams? This is just StreamYard. Pretty simple, but it
Do you
works.
remember it used to be Google Hangouts, but that died, and then StreamYard's picked up all the slack?
Yeah.
Those are the days.
Long time ago. Jeez.
Yeah.
Google
I used Google
Hangouts.
Hangouts once or twice in the very early days of the channel, and then that was it. It was killed. So StreamYards was the next best thing. Yeah, hilarious to me how good Marvel characters look in games like Rivals or the new Tokon fighting game, but Insomniacs all look like aged pork chops. Look, as Western game developers have told us, it's really difficult to map human faces onto characters, right, and make them look convincing, especially with women. Their faces look like freak formations of mashed potato, but that's just the way it is. It's just the Japanese developers somehow are able to do it consistently over and over and produce really beautiful looking characters. But over here, we just can't do it. It's crazy, I know, but such is life. You know what I hate most about DC's continuous failure is that they have the blueprint for their universe, but they won't use it. Watch the movie with Michael Clark Duncan. He would have been Vulcan for sure. I think we went on 2 different tracks there with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Vulcan from 40K. Yeah, he would have been a good Vulcan, actually, because he's absolutely ginormous. And he's kind of got the look for him. I think he could have made that work. And Vulcan's a nice guy as well. That's the tragedy of him. He wanted the best for his brother Primarchs, and kind of tragic what happened to him. Well, oh well. Drinker, as an author yourself, that's a lie. I'm shit at writing. What are your favorite classical authors? I've been reading Dostoevsky recently and found new appreciation for old school literature. You're assuming that I'm like super well versed in the classics. You know, Central Belt Scotland isn't exactly known for dispensing classical educations for its students, so not exactly super well versed in all that. It would be fantasy authors like Tolkien, I guess, is like the best I can do you in terms of authors that I really like have appreciated and enjoyed, and it's made like a real impact on me. Sorry.
Did any of you see that clip of a guy referencing Dostoevsky and he refers to him as Dostoevsky? Like, I don't think he's ever heard it said, I guess, which is unfortunate.
I think he then referenced a relatively obscure work. So like, I think it was like, if it's the clip I'm thinking of, he had read it, but it's one of those where it's like you say, where he's just never seen it in print. Oh, so never heard it spoken, has only seen it in print.
Yeah.
I still don't know how he got Dostoevsky or whatever. Like it was, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Gary does it with a lot of words, and so do we all.
We've all made the mistake. Unrelated, but check out Sintel by Blender Foundation. A street beggar meets an unlikely friend in a stray baby dragon, but when he's taken from her, how much will she sacrifice to be reunited? Sure. Thank you for the recommendation. Have you seen Theory's new Vader short film? Do you think Disney has seen it? What should they do about content creators doing better than them?
Oh, it's excellent.
I imagine he would have to deal with all kinds of annoying forms of like copyright or
I think they knew he was doing it, and so he wasn't allowed to crowdfund it for that reason.
I'm
pretty sure that was the case with it. I think he had to, come up with like private backers or something who did it. But
can you just at that point then just be sly and be like, "Hey guys, doing a crowdfund for this apple. I'm going to eat this apple. It's definitely not for the Vader project at all in any way. Trust me."
Yeah,
I think he did a solid job. I think he did an incredible job with it. To be honest, it's done really, really well in my opinion.
So like how long is it?
It's
roughly?
about 18, 19 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So what he's planning to do is take the 3-parters and put it together and just make one film at the end. I think he said maybe an hour and a half, but like I highly recommend watching it. It's he makes Vader in this this movie, I guess. It's old school Star Wars in my opinion. Great writing, great voice acting.
It's impressive. 1, that he's done it, 2, that it's good, and 3, that he had the balls to like make a fan film that's like obviously open to getting like copyright claimed and like lawsuits and stuff, and just went ahead and did it anyway. And like, damn.
Yeah, I think you'll like it.
Him. Yeah,
I really do.
Okay.
And it's just up on his channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it.
Admit it, Mauler. You only hate Brand New Day because at 145 minutes, it's too long for you.
It's true.
It's too long.
Just
for
don't
the
tell
long
him.
Man. Mauler, Drinker is chickening out of playing the masterpiece Lord of Ring Gollum. You need to lean on Az to call in his marker. Play it, Drinker, in honor of Rings of Power Season 3.
Ooh, that would be a good way to sync it up, yeah.
He has to pull the trigger on it. Only he can do it because I owe him one.
Well, I guess I'll have to talk to Az. Tell him it's a matter of national security or something.
Yeah. No one failed on Gods and Monsters. Not the best movies, but Clash Wrath movies has pretty cool God and Monsters. Also, anyone looking forward to Oak Street? I'm not looking forward to it because, it just doesn't excite me. But hey, it's J.J. Abrams making a comeback, so this is his time. He's done like 7 years in director's jail.
Yeah,
Maybe
we're all very excited
world,
for him.
Maybe the world needs more J.J. Abrams. We don't know. I mean, the
think
fact that it got released in August, which is not a great sign.
Yeah, I think it'll just be a fun action film. But Alan, like his review on it says, it's just a good family film until the plot hole in the last 5 minutes just kind of ruins it. But I don't know.
Is that when they open the mystery box because it's J.J. Abrams' film?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Godzilla's Greaser. 1996 had no Godzilla movies, but it did have Rebirth of Mothra, where Mothra Leo would begin a trilogy that would tide fans over in the meantime. Damn, they were still churning them out even in the mid-90s. But it's okay because the 1998 Godzilla in America put everything right, so that was fine. Hello, Open Bar. I agree with most of what you say. Odyssey wasn't the Odyssey. Spider-Man was great, but flawed, I guess you're trying to say. Hollywood is a DEI mess. Have you watched the new Reacher proper masculine stuff? Thanks for the fun. Yeah, Gooch, you were saying you've seen Reacher season 4, I think?
I'd seen like season 3, and I saw snippets of season 4, but I have no interest in it. It's the same thing regurgitated season after season after season, and it's just kind of, at this point. As I said, Alan Richmond, I don't care for his acting, and people love him, and that's great. But he's another one that, when he's got a microphone in front of him, like talking to media or interviews, says the dumbest shit. So I don't care.
Yeah, I mean that's just how the books are, though. To be honest, like he goes to a random town, there's some conspiracy going on. He gets tied up in it, and then he leaves, and then he does it all over again. I don't mind it. It kind of reminds me of older TV, where it's just like, hey, we have a story that we're gonna begin at the beginning of the season, end it at the end of the season, and then we have like overarching themes throughout the whole series. And I like it.
Speaking of which, anybody here seen Widow's Bay?
No, everybody keeps telling me to watch that.
Yeah.
show.
I had enough people recommend it to me, including my sister. I was like, all right, fine. And I watched like 2 episodes, and I was like, I gotta watch the whole thing. Like it's
that good.
Hooked me quite a bit. I'm not gonna say it's not like mind blowing, but it was really intriguing, quite funny, and really well paced. And it feels like a classic TV show. It's very episodic. There's one story to be told per episode, but there's an overarching story, and it all takes place on like an island town where there's some weird shit going on. Some shit that very much appealed to me.
Who's behind it?
I'd rather not say because it'll put you off from watching it.
Is it Ryan Johnson?
No, it's only the person who wrote Ghostbusters 2016.
Oh no!
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Wow,
Trust
so
me,
he's made something good.
Oh, well, it's not Paul Feig. I'm talking about the writer.
Right.
But the thing is, like, I watched 2 episodes and I was like, "Who wrote this?" And I checked and I was like, "Oh my god, like, what the fuck happened?" It threw me out of, my ability to understand the universe was thrown out of whack for a moment there. But no, I thought it was really good. I've seen the first season. I'm looking forward to season 2.
That's a complete opposite of X-Men 97. The first season was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Second season, just
It is like halfway of X-Men 97 season 2 is like, okay, we're going somewhere, and it just falls off a cliff.
yeah.
I don't know. Will it have like the Silo effect? Like when I first started watching Silo, like the first season, I was like, oh man, I have to finish this. Or like I don't know if any of y'all have seen Paradise yet on Hulu.
Mhm.
Really, really cool show. I like that show a
There
lot.
is
I need to watch season 2 of Silo because like I was really hooked in by season 1. Like can't wait to
Platoon
see
didn't
what
make it sound like it was worth it.
It's
Which
a
one?
real slog. Is season 2 of Silo?
Yeah.
Season 3
it's
has
slow.
kicked off, and it's I haven't finished it, so I don't know.
So
I didn't even know it was out. I thought it was coming out in like October or something.
No, it started. Now I don't know how many episodes there are right now. I've seen like 2 of them, but it's already like, because I read all the books after I watched season 1 because I thought it was a cool idea, and then I went back and it's in that weird place. Season 2 kind of does it. Season 3 does it as well. It's like it's very, very insistent on spawning women into the story when the story has no need for them, and so it changes random things and adds a bunch of melodrama, and it slows the entire pace of the entire story down for no discernible gain. Like it doesn't really gain anything by any of the changes that it makes.
Okay.
What's frustrating for me is like I know what Bo wanted to do for season 2 and for season 3 and 4. Because obviously I've had on the channel and stuff like that, and it's just they just hate him so much they just couldn't go with what he wrote, and it's a real shame, real damn shame. It would have been so good.
Star Trek 7: The Misunderstanding of Nerdrotic. Let's see it that way. What are your hopes for the Warhammer show? Mike Flanagan is a weird choice. Yeah, he is. But I've heard rumors that Cavill has a 3-strike rule for the writers. Yes, he does. So they get something that he knows is wrong. So it's like if they write something and he knows it's wrong, it doesn't correspond to the lore. I think for the first strike, he just corrects them. Second strike, he makes them go back and read the relevant book. And if they fuck it up a third time, they're out.
That's interesting because that almost feels a little harsher than needs be. It's just a matter of do they care or not, right? That you want to make sure that they do. If they make mistakes, is one thing. Just make sure they all have like the Wikipedia equivalent good to go and they care about the story.
Yeah, maybe it's like, okay, if they fuck up a third time, is this like willful subversion of the source material where it's like, because he's obviously had bad experiences on things like The Witcher.
I'm sure he's very reasonable, but say for example, if you couldn't name like every droid designation in Star Wars or something versus if you got Han Solo's name wrong, I'd be like,
Yeah. I think it's more like, because he's not going to like corner them and be like, okay, name all 20 Primarchs now. Or something like, it's more like, okay, I'm reviewing your script that you've written, having had access to all the source material, and I've noticed a whole bunch of problems with it, like that's contradicting things we know. What the fuck? I think it's more like that.
I like it. It brings back. It brings back accountability. That's a lost art. Like, if you want that role, if you want to write, do the homework.
In terms of what I want from it, I want to see it chronicle the entire Great Crusade and the Horus Heresy. So that's going to take quite a bit of work, because that spans about 80 novels, I think, at this point. But if they get it right, or at least they get the highlights correct, it could be fucking incredible.
It really is a hilarious choice, though, Mike Flanagan.
Yeah,
I don't know what they're thinking with him. I don't know what he's bringing to the table there.
Because he's doing Clayface, right? He's the one that
he wrote the screenplay. So that makes more sense, though, because he's done a lot of horror.
Yeah, clearly a horror guy. That's his niche, like epic sci-fi fantasy. I don't quite see how he fits into that. I mean, there is horror elements to 40K, like especially with the Chaos Gods and all the weird shit in the warp and stuff. Like, so maybe he's responsible for that aspect.
I'd be happy to see him experiment a bit, see if he can get outside of horror, see what he can do. But it's definitely not. It's not intuitive as a choice. Let's put it that way.
Maybe it'd be good.
Can you and Mauler play Lord of Ring on your PS4s?
PS4?
No, we can't.
But my PS5 can play PS4 games, so it's fine then. Can Clayface change his gender? Will they go there? Probably not, I wouldn't think. The Rock is amazing, but I cannot get those chemical weapon glass beads out of my immature mind. The last thing you want is for them to shatter, let me tell you.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. I still remember that bit. Well, like, remember they're stealing them at the beginning, and like one guy gets locked in a room when they drop one. And it's just like, they have to have the demonstration scene, don't they, to show you how horrifying this thing is. And yeah, that's when you get it. Pretty cool. It's pretty well done.
I would have loved it if they had like that Christopher Walken moment from Pulp Fiction. He's like, "Where are the glass beads?" Let me tell you, I had to hide these beads up my ass for 5 years.
That'd be pretty awesome. Anyway, we're going to finish up right there. As always, thank you to my lovely panel of guests for joining us for this. It's been awesome to have you guys on. And Keda, I'm going to be on your channel tomorrow night, I believe.
Ooh. Yeah, we're going to be on New Black Street tomorrow, where Drinker is going to be completely culture shocked. It's going to be hilarious. Like, it's not this kind of stream. It's very ghetto. I love it. You can ask Gooch.
It's very hood.
Very
Bring a
fun.
banana. That's all I can say is bring a
No,
banana.
don't bring a banana. No, this dude Gooch pulls up with a banana and like eats it in 2 bites. It was the gayest thing I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, y'all should go by. It's pretty. It's gonna be really funny. It'll be really funny.
Yeah. So yeah, check out Kata's channel tomorrow night. I will be there, and we'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, for everyone that sent us super chats, especially as we always do, we will catch up on the ones we didn't get to tonight on last orders. So thank you very much for sending them in, and thank you everyone for joining us and for doing our poll. We've had well over 2,000 votes for it, and it's like 92% in favor of the Snyderverse. So I'm just saying, that's the wisdom of crowds. Anyway, that's all we've got for today. So go away now.
Bye.
Bye.
So.
Stay Gucci.